Disclaimer. Some of our content varies per video and may not be suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, in some content, we are critical of the video games, books, music, videos, and other creators on the platform. While we are a group-owned channel, our opinions expressed are solely on our own and may not always reflect the opinions of those associated with this channel. We at Novakast do not condone any and all harassment, IG, cyberbullying, doxing, swatting towards any of the people that we may be critical towards. How's it going, everybody? Rob here, back with another video, and, well, we are going to be doing another reaction. This time, however, focusing on another video from Joon The King. And, okay, I'll be honest, I've dabbled, or at least periodically checked in on some of this drama. And I am quite curious about some of the things that Joon The King has done up. And I want to say this mostly is because of the content nuke or whatever from Ethan Klein from H3H, which I still need to watch. But anyways, everyone hates HASAN PIKER. Now, I'm going to try my best to be impartial in this. But from what I've been told, what I've heard, again, because I've never watched this guy, from what I've heard from various people, is this is a guy who, what would be a good, soundbite?
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Nah, I think if anything, one thing I've heard is that he's unhinged. And he kind of flip-flops with what he says and between what he says and what he actually does. So, anyways, let's go ahead and watch this. Make sure the captions are on. Alright, let's go.
HASAN PIKER is controversial for many reasons. The most prominent are his political beliefs that will not be the focus of this video.
9 days before the invasion. What invasion? Political beliefs, okay. That's a bad take, honestly. America had a big role in stopping Putin invading Ukraine. You know it, and this entire chat knows it. Do you not remember when you pointed your finger directly at Putin and told him not to? How do you not remember this? We literally stopped Putin by saying, no, don't.
The focus instead will be on him and his many inconsistencies that often go ignored. HASAN does this by deflecting criticism of him by attacking those who give the criticism.
Yeah, didn't he? So one thing I know is, from Ethan Klein's video, there was a lot of details that he mentioned, including the fact that apparently, like, no joke, he interviewed an actual and endorsed an actual fucking terrorist. I think that's the big one that people are pointing at, is the fact that this guy actually endorsed a fucking terrorist. I honestly don't know how I feel about that, honestly. Which, again, is very, very questionable behavior, if you ask me.
This is all exemplified by his conversation with creator Willie Mack, who brought forward this exact criticism.
Yeah.
You want to debate about a video you didn't even watch?
Oh yeah, that's right. By the way, so I was gonna say Ethan Klein made this really awesome video. It was like, I think like an hour, 2 hours long, and HASAN PIKER is criticizing it, even though he hasn't fucking watched the video. or try to debate about a video that he hasn't even fucking watched. Freaking reminds me of other content creators, like, you know, I hate to say it, but fucking Onision, where he would go out of his way to, you know, claim that people are wrong, or that they are, to an extent, he won't watch any of the videos, or, I mean, let's be honest, they do watch the videos, and, you know, try to claim they're wrong, even though, like, each of the videos have clear fucking evidence of some of their behaviors.
Why? Yeah. If you're not this passionate about the subject, then you're basically admitting that you're a bottom-feeding drama farmer.
To add to this,
Kind of, it just sounds like him.
Hassan knows what he is doing in diminishing the image of Willie Mack. It is a strategy he is aware of and hates.
To voluntarily and maliciously misunderstand my point so they can make YouTube videos and get ad revenue, because those clicks drive, that controversy and those clicks drive revenue in your...
That sounds so stupid. And honestly, let's be honest here. I mean, I know I keep pausing. I'm sorry. How I react. It's really funny when people want to, like, you know, try to play this whole, you know, just drawing drama and stuff like that. It's like, you guys, you realize that some of these like big YouTubers, some of these content creators, they post. It gets to the point where they become so big, they post whatever they want on YouTube, Kick, Rumble, everything, on Twitch, so on. And a lot of it is, I mean, most of the time, is bad takes and a lot of things that people will question. And then when they're called out on it, like, oh no, you're just trying to bring hate. And it's like, no, dude, you're the ones that said the stupid shit.
Your direction and affinity from people who are looking for someone to be like, yeah, fuck this Hassan guy.
Hassan is obtuse, hypocritical, and angry. All aspects that reflect on his most intense followers. This attitude is particularly grievous when he does not understand why there is so much backlash in the things he does.
How much you want to bet that people are going to claim that Joon The King is like some right-winger for making this video?
Fire. That's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
Hassan tries to defend...
Wait, what? Wait, is he talking about Luffy from One Piece? Is he trying to imply that Luffy was a terrorist? I mean, dude, I haven't watched One Piece. I've dabbled. I've seen clips of it on fucking on TikTok, especially when they showed like the fifth gear, his newest form. But dude, like, I don't. That's a stretch. He's trying to compare Luffy to a fucking terrorist. I'm trying to like wrap my brain around that. That's kind of a weird thing to say.
This interview by stating that it was journalistic, yet it lacked critical questions that would qualify it as such.
Why does he have the Queen of England in his background?
That will attempt to paint a picture of who Hassan PIKER was and now is, and why he is blamed for the recent Twitch apocalypse, and why he is the largest, most controversial streamer.
I'm gonna say this, and this is just me, because Twitch has always had its fucking issues. Mostly, I want to say, due to bad ethics. There's a lot of times where, and I think Ethan Klein's video also kind of delved into this, where some of the ethics of some of the people that run Twitch are fucking deplorable. Going as far as like certain creator or certain devs in Twitch, going out of their way to basically highly promote fucking, fucking boob streamers. Freaking, basically, all the women that are basically just half naked and fucking, shaking their ass and tits. That's, sex sells. But it's clear that a website that was initially for, streaming or video game streaming. I mean, granted, it grew as time progressed in terms of like categories of what to stream, but it became, I want to say, it almost became abusive with them highly promoting certain content creators, especially when those content creators went against the terms of service time and time again. So I think in terms of HASAN is, I want to say, could possibly be a huge piece in that sort of adpocalypse for Twitch, but it's been a long time coming. Especially when, again, you have the devs, the people who own and control Twitch, and the way they police their rules, the way they do things, is honestly not fair to everyone, and it's very clear due to their I want to say just some of their favoritism and some of their deplorable behavior, who they would side with. But anyway, that's just me.
But first, this video is sponsored by Aura. I really do not like spam calls. They've gotten so bad that I had my phone permanently.
I'm gonna let this play out
because my family members preferred to call rather than text.
He has an Iron Maiden
this
shirt,
is where
man.
Aura comes in. It has data broker opt-out features to make it harder for those with malicious intent to get your information like a phone number. This is only one video.
By the way, I like his background. Like, no joke. I really like his background. I like his setup, his boom mic. That looks really good.
Its features. Every adult on the account up to 5 gets $1 million in identity theft insurance with a total up to $5 million in coverage. Aura also has many other features. It's an antivirus, a VPN, and a password manager. You can get all this in one app at an affordable price. I'm not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to data breaches and brokers. And if you don't want to either, you can go to aura.com/JoonTheKing to try 2 weeks for free. And that will be enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data is exposed. Sponsor over, back to the video.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
Born July 25th, 1991 in New Brunswick, New Jersey, HASAN did not have a typical American upbringing because the majority of his developmental years were spent in Turkey.
Okay.
This is because he has influential parents that resided in Turkey, but had the wealth to fly to America and give HASAN U.S. citizenship through being born on U.S. soil. Though he did develop in Turkey, HASAN describes himself as an Ameribu, slang that captures an interest with American culture in the more excessive senses. He describes himself as hedonistic, loving the material goods that can be tied to American culture and foods such as snacks that he took interest in. And to that, while HASAN's family was financially very well off, his life was not perfect. HASAN often describes himself as struggling to lose weight. Other points of conflict were with ideologies and their presentation to him when growing up in Turkey. Something he did not conflict with was the mandatory service, but his parents did.
In Turkey, there's still this concept called a pink slip, because everyone has to serve in the military. Every able-bodied male has to serve in the military, either after high school or after college. I thought it would be good. Like, I thought it'd be good for, I'd be even more fit. My dad was like, I'll disown you. He said, like, I didn't spend this much money on you to fucking go and, like, die in a mountaintop somewhere, you fucking idiot.
HASAN's parents guided a lot of his development, including his college. It was here that he went from living in Turkey to now living and attending college in Miami, where HASAN's parents wanted him to take up a traditional, well-paying profession such as a lawyer or doctor. HASAN
and he went into streaming,
was more interested in the nightlife of Miami.
Oh, that probably made his parents happy.
According to an interview with HASAN, HASAN stated, quote, "I wanted to party my first year, and I did." He grins. "I got a 2.9 GPA," unquote. Due to his performance, his parents transferred him to Rutgers, where he graduated with honors with a degree in political science and communications. Even so, HASAN, through an interview with Complex, describes his difficulty in trying to get a job, pinning it on the recent U.S. financial crisis and stating he lacked the proper connections to get the jobs he wanted. But he did have one very strong connection.
I just couldn't find a job, so I was like, you know what? I want to get the fuck out of New Jersey. Like, I want to get out of here. I want to go to Los Angeles. And my uncle, at the time, had a little YouTube channel / network called the Young Turks Network.
Though HASAN describes the Young Turks YouTube channel as small.
Oh, that's right. He is. Oh my gosh. He's Shanks. Oh my god. That's another can of worms that I personally do not want to get into.
In late 2013, the same year,
Not right
as
now,
ownership,
anyway.
the channel had over
Or
1
ever.
million subscribers
I don't know.
in a time that
Maybe.
this sort of traction on the platform was hardly reachable. Moreover, according to Social Blade, during this time it was actually not just one of the most viewed channels on YouTube with nearly 1 million views a day, it was possibly the largest left-leaning YouTube channel on the platform. And so Hasan, living in LA, entered at his uncle's company and also lived in his uncle's house. Hasan
Okay.
describes his job as building the advertising and sales operation in the company. But what he really wanted to do was be in front of the camera. So as an additional obligation for himself, Hasan created videos. These would appear on a channel operated by the Young Turks under TYT University. As per the header of the channel, and as the name implies, this was a lifestyle channel that skewed in the direction of college life. And so
Okay.
the videos largely revolved around sexual topics, and not the typical discussion of politics the network was known for. Hasan's entry was his Bro Tip series. You're thinking it, he's saying it.
Leave your comments and ideas and opinions that I really truly care about in the section below. And if you don't, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna have sex with your dog. And once more, Bro Tip is ended, audience. I have successfully given you just the tip. Come back.
This was from a sub to
This guy is fucking stupid!
That sounded dumb.
2-minute video where Hasan provides his top 3 favorite cheeses. And as per the archive of the YouTube page, it was not very well received.
Sorry.
Looking at other archived episodes, this looks to be the standard. Like this one where Hasan gives tips on how to get women in a club.
Let's get out of here. It's time to get out of there, and it's time to separate her from her herd, meaning her crowd of girlfriends that are going to do their best to cockblock you because they're fat and lonely.
What a fucking asshole. Or maybe because, you know, they say he's your fucking douchebag. More likely.
Leave your comments and ideas and opinions that I really truly care about in the section below. And if you don't, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna have sex with your dog.
Following this poor reception, Hasan would open a video reading a zesty comment.
Sir Meowington says his head looks way too small for his body. If you're saying that about my head, you should see the size of my penis.
It's probably small. Oh, did I say that? Sorry.
Oh shit! Burn! Burn!
Anywho.
Some of the dislike of Hasan was possibly because he was edgy with some of the jokes he would make in these videos.
A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as a top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark?
What?
Ow!
I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving for attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang
He's like
you
a
out on the first
discount
date.
Logan
With
Paul or
TYT
Jake
University
Paul.
rebranding at least twice over the years and the entirety of the Bro Tip series wiped from the channel, it is difficult to say how the series developed. But what is known is Hasan does not look back on the series fondly.
I had like a older run where I was like way more. First of all, I was way more broy than I am now. I'm still pretty broy now, but I was way more broy back then. It was just trying.
Translation: I am a total douche. I've always been a douche.
And to be funny.
That's what I'm
It was
hearing.
Hacky. It was hacky. It was bad.
Even with a not-so-great start, he continued his work at the Young Turks. He could even be seen as a guest on other similar and popular channels like BuzzFeed. It was not until 2016 that he got a big break in the form of The Breakdown, a series hosted on Facebook and on the main The Young Turks channel. In respect to the theme of this channel, Hasan discussed and explained political topics. This series appears to be far better
good lord.
received as Hasan had greatly improved in his delivery and did away with the more scandalous jokes. He was also a fill-in host. This is when the planned host for a video is unavailable, and so Hasan is called on as a temporary replacement. And all this was working in his favor. Starting in 2016, every 4 years, interest in content Hasan was producing would reach a new peak. This is due to the US elections driving more interest in politics. And while
Oh, good
political
lord.
pundits are not relatively new, the booming social media space allowed them to gain more influence by their own means. Of note, at least in reference to the story of Hasan, was Tommy Lauren, a political pundit who leans right and was quite popular at the time. enough so that it inspired Hasan to make videos countering hers.
This isn't about arriving at the truth or justice. For you, it's certainly not about the facts. It's just about tapping into the primal fears of your fan base so they'll go out and vote Republican.
If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. Maybe you're one of the liberal types who spend the next 2 weeks defending this illegal immigrant murderer.
As Hasan describes it, these series of videos were highly popular and possibly helped in keeping his series going well into 2017 and 2018. But Hasan still...
I will admit that lady did sound a little bit crazy. But then again, I would probably need more context to what was actually going on.
wanted to do more. Not for the Young Turks this time, but for him. He tried his hand at vlogging and other forms of content creation, but more and more was favoring streaming on Twitch. Here, he would play video games while retaining and expressing his political views. He had this personal venture, all while still employed at the Young Turks. This position is likely why
Good
he was
Lord.
able to debate Charlie Kirk live at Politicon, an event that is remembered for many reasons. One of is that this developed a new friendship with creator Hasan admired.
Some of you guys already watched it. Oh, Destiny watched your debate. He didn't like it. Said Testament. Okay, well, I didn't know that. That makes me sad. I don't know if you watched the entire debate or if you watched like some parts of it or not, but I do want to talk to him about it.
Destiny was a StarCraft 2 pro player and streamer who, like Hasan, leans left, but more recently is known for engaging in debates regarding politics and other ideologies.
Oh, basically, just real quick. Basically, somebody emailed me this a long time ago, and I'm not even sure on the efficacy of this research. It might not have been true or not. But basically, the idea was that in part of clinical treatments for helping people that are pedophiles, so you bring them in to treat them, and part of that, to help them manage their urges, you contact people that have had pornography made of them as a child, you offer them some sort of reimbursement if they consent to sharing that pornography in a clinical setting with a pedophile, and that would keep them from actually abusing like real-life children. Well, that was what the clip was about.
After Hasan viewed a clip of Destiny's reaction to some of the debate, Hasan and Destiny jumped on a Discord call.
All right, he said. All right, Destiny said, yeah, call if you want. All right, let's bring in a professional here, okay? Let's bring in a professional here. Sorry, shouldn't have exposed them like this. Hey, what's going on, dude?
Hey, I heard you're finally ready to join the Minecraft server, dude.
Finally ready to join the Minecraft server? What you mean?
Yeah.
What?
I'm just fucking with you.
Within this multi-hour-long call, the two discussed debate tactics and reference to how they could have improved Hasan's performance before coming to a close.
In any case, all right, I gotta go. I have to pee so bad. I'm just gonna raid Destiny because you guys all have expressed how much you fucking love Destiny, and a lot of you probably came here from Destiny stream anyway. So that's what I'm gonna go do right now. No, seriously, like everyone originally was like, oh, Destiny's a suck damn, he sucks, blah. And like now, after this like 3-hour conversation, everyone's in love with you. They're like, oh my god, he sounds so great, he sounds so awesome.
Thanks, I try my hardest.
All right, I'm rating you right now. And by the way, thank you so much for the conversation. I thought you were dodging me for a while, and any
Oh no, I thought
and
your
the
big
reason.
message. I suck at responding on Instagram. And you sent me like this message, like, "Hey, here's what we're gonna debate," and you sent me like 72 topics. Like,
The reason, yeah.
It would be a little over a week later that Destiny traveled to LA. It was here that Destiny and Hasan streamed together on Halloween.
Dude, your
Oh my
fans
God.
are crazy. They're awesome. They love you. And yeah.
Yeah, they can be a little eccentric sometimes.
No, I have no problem with them. I think they're dope.
Okay, are you
I'm jealous of how you've cultivated such a rabid fan base.
There were many perspectives on how the pair were interacting. Virtually all
Okay.
of them were positive. Destiny viewed Hasan as a sort of professional political figure that was entering the Twitch scene. Hasan viewed Destiny as a veteran live streamer and admired the enthusiasm of his fanbase that he had developed over the course of 9 years. And Destiny's fanbase loved Hasan. He was very easygoing and even tried to get Destiny in on some fun.
Say, do you want to go out later, or are you into like going out and shit? You know Halloween costume.
Listen, I am a professional streamer because I play video games inside my house all day. Okay? Yeah. I'm not much really going
Oh,
out.
good Lord.
The night ended after Destiny dropped off Hasan at his residence, but this would hardly be the last time the two streamed together.
Destiny's actually here to help me with my PC setup and make fun of me probably for having a pre-built PC that I use. I have a pre-built PC, by the way.
What are these?
Okay.
Oh, that's fucking my sub badges.
And I'm not gonna be like you.
Okay, don't worry.
The threat to my country.
One of your Speedo McGee's your fan that gave me fucking 200 subs so far.
What a fucking loser.
What? No, dude. What are you saying?
Average guy.
When you snap your fingers, people sub to that person that you're snapping the fingers of.
Yeah, you want to see?
Are you gonna send me a clip?
No, we'll try it right here. All right, guys. Who's got fucking Twitch Primes? Throw them out in the chat. If you got an Amazon Prime account and it's connected to a Twitch Prime account, you better fucking throw some goddamn fucking subs up.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah,
What
see,
the
now I'm
fuck?
losing all these fucking subs.
Did you do the finger snapping on that on Io Velasquez?
No, why the fuck would I help anyone else? You're the only person I've ever done that for. You better feel special.
Oh wow, I do, dude.
Oh,
I mean,
What the heck is going on?
You're cuter, don't worry. In a different way.
If one were to tell Hasan and Destiny in these moments that in less than a year they would be at each other's throats, they probably would not believe it. This is because the process of hating each other was gradual and then sudden.
I know. The real thing that he wants to connect it back to is that he's butthurt that I've surpassed him on his own fucking platform, which he thought was his own like little kingdom. That's the real fucking reason, okay? That's it. Yeah, you know. Let's be real. That was originally the real reason why he got mad at me too, and like wanted to sever the connection. It just backfired on him.
This was from a clip involving some editor drama Hasan had, possibly recounting the reason he believes the fallout with Destiny happened. Hasan does not get very specific with the details, and when talking about Destiny, recounts Destiny's proclivity to debate, or denounces Destiny's community or former ideologies Destiny no longer holds, while Destiny breaks down the falling out succinctly.
We went over it, and then we kind of friendship developed. We hung out in real life. I think when I came to LA, I think I slept on his couch. We played with his dog. We were like kind of friends. And as time went on, I think he was a little bit more, he was farther left than he let on. So like I was a social democrat, he was a social democrat. But back in those days, like 2018, when people said they were a social democrat, they really meant socialist, but they just didn't want to say it. So he was farther left than me, and we had a lot of deep divides in our approach to politics. One was when it was either him or the Young Turks. I think it was him. There was a shooting in a neighborhood where a very young black child gets killed by a white shooter. And they did a video about like hate crimes and how hate crimes are on the rise between races and white people are evil and blah, blah, blah. Not that, but like white people committing hate crimes against black people. And obviously, as the story goes, tale as old as time, the data comes out, it was just an errant shot. There was like gang violence, shot goes out of nowhere, hits a kid in the car. It wasn't like a hate crime, the guy was trying to kill a kid. But yeah, we basically, we bump up against a few kind of political disagreements like this.
As Destiny describes it, the true fallout came from a video Hasan made on Kamala Harris that Destiny put much effort to counter.
And it's like 7 or 8 horrible things about Kamala Harris. And I'm like, okay, I know at least 1 or 2 of these things are not fully accurate. So I'm going to do all the research. I'm going to have all the sources, and we're going to have a long conversation about it so that now when I provide criticism to him, it's not going to be like this horrible, like just me saying something flippantly or whatever. It's going to be like substantial criticism. And when I started to go through the claims in this video about Kamala Harris, almost every single thing Hasan says in this video is either dead wrong or horribly stretched.
This VOD is nearly 3.5 hours in length. Hasan pops in at the 50-minute mark. After only 15 minutes of conversation, Hasan goes on a rant about Destiny's chat.
This is genuinely a problem where we're having a semantics argument over something that I admit is probably could have been worded better, and then that is enough for so many people to be like, oh, Hasan is a fucking incel. Like there's people in your chat saying like Hasan's incel is showing, and it's so fucking annoying that you guys are supposed to be my fucking allies, that you would be so critical and so uncharitable in this circumstance just because Destiny is like even looking at this from a critical perspective. This is something that really frustrates me. Sorry, I'm gonna calm the fuck down, but it is genuinely infinitely fucking all right, whatever.
This anger that Hasan harbors is a terrible quality to have for someone in his position.
Yeah.
With these sorts of reactions, one can derail Hasan easily, which will embolden more comments striking at his insecurities. As for the conversation, to give a very simple rundown, it is mainly about law enforcement, undocumented immigrants, and the process in California at the time on reporting those breaking the laws to ICE. Hasan in his video made it seem like the reports were without any due cause, which is where the problems begin, yet also where some agreements happen.
The echo, oh my god. Okay, there's a huge difference between a school just referring to children that are undocumented to ICE for no reason versus police people doing it when a person has been charged with a crime. Those two things are hugely different.
I get it a little bit more now. All right.
This conversation then moves on to police officers in school, and to Hasan saying that police should never be called upon under any circumstance.
Okay. So should people just never ever call the cops ever then?
Yeah, I suggest against that, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be that guy, especially since especially in like certain high schools where you're gonna have a lot of violence. That take from Hasan is really fucking stupid. So what? So I'm gonna ask a hypothetical. So, let's say a student decides to shoot up a school, and they need support. So, does the school not call the police because they're like I'm sorry. It's just that take is so stupid. Police aren't like, no, well, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Okay. I mean, we just have like a totally fundamental view of this, I guess. Then
HASAN walks this back rather quickly and clarifies that a higher leniency should exist in schools.
People break into your backyard. They're going through your shed. Should you call the cops then, or is it just your shed, so it doesn't matter? You shouldn't call the cops.
No, if they're breaking into your, I guess if they're breaking in, it's different. Yeah.
As the conversation continues,
and what about a
to the
shooter,
2 hour
dude?
mark of the VOD, things get rather heated. Instead of HASAN considering Destiny's arguments, he often falls back on calling that argument reactionary or other things done to diminish the argument.
Good
this
lord.
slows the conversation, and a tangible frustration begins to build.
Do you understand how you're framing this? Like, lock up mothers for truancy. What about parents that were just too lazy to send their kids to school without getting a kick in the ass?
You sound like a fucking reactionary. Do you not hear yourself? You're like, what about those lazy parents who just didn't want to send their children? Yeah, what about the fucking homeless mom? I'm telling you, like,
why do you keep going?
Okay,
hold on. Okay.
Here, and your answer to this basically, and maybe I'm fucking strawmanning you, but you've been doing that the entire time this debate, so I'm just gonna say it. Maybe your point is, well, it doesn't matter if people are threatened because there are a lot of lazy mothers out there, and also it worked because it increased school admission by 20%.
Shortly after, Destiny hangs up on HASAN.
Wait, what? No, you don't let me finish a single thing. Let me know when you're done. Okay. Holy shit, he can call me back. Oh my god. I can't finish a single fucking point. Holy shit. Hey, how's it going? Okay, are you calm down?
I am.
Okay, you gotta let me finish a single point, dude. Holy shit, you talked like 4 times as much as me. Okay,
go ahead. I know.
So you literally just said, okay.
Even with this tension, HASAN yields on Destiny's point that kids should be forced to go to school after Destiny clarifies his point once again.
Okay, you're right. I misunderstood your point.
Though Destiny does have HASAN constantly on the back foot in this debate, HASAN,
Yeah.
not enjoying his position, even while yielding, still seeks to diminish Destiny's argument.
Nobody else is stepping up. Why wouldn't you step up and do it?
If you're, look, can we move past it? You're right. You're so right. The DA was good to threaten mothers with truancy, and it was a successful policy. You defeated me in the marketplace of ideas once again. Please, can we move past the next point? It's like all you're doing is overwhelming me with ridiculous hypotheticals that do not exist on the fucking planet. So
every hypothetical I'm pointing is literally has. Sure, I understand. Okay.
As the call is reaching its conclusion, HASAN yields once again.
I am so defeated, dude. Like you've owned me into oblivion, Destiny. I'm at. It's 10:30. I still haven't eaten anything yet.
HASAN, as has been exemplified in this call, does not like being wrong. He has trouble yielding to an argument without reacting in anger afterwards.
I fucking hate this shit. Every time we have this conversation, you I know I cut you off quite frequently. I know that, right? But so do you. But for some fucking weird reason, the entire thing turns into HASAN kept talking over Destiny, and HASAN was like so fucking dumb or morally lucky in an instance where like we literally agree, and you've done some of the most disingenuous debate tactics that I'm finally gonna start fucking calling out every single time that you do it. It is like talking to Ben Shapiro, literally.
The call ends shortly after, with Destiny providing HASAN the chance to go over the debate on his own time and point out what these disingenuous arguments are. The more likely case for HASAN's frustration is that being wrong or not being able to articulate a point in a fast debate setting strikes at the core of HASAN.
But
good lord.
My insecurities probably be like, I don't know, I feel like I don't know enough. I'm so stupid. Like I hate that. I feel like I don't communicate my ideas well enough. It's all just about like the areas that I'm interested in and how far I haven't gone yet.
HASAN, like anyone else, has pressure to succeed. He comes from a wealthy family that has high expectations, yet has failed to meet them. The only job he could find outside of college was working under his highly influential uncle that, regardless of HASAN's truth, will to some always be seen as nepotism and unearned.
And even when there was demonstrable success, because of, I guess, fears that Jenk would come across as like doing nepotism, he would go extra hard on me.
Sure.
And would just be like, all right, cool IP. We're just going to give it to everyone else in the company now. It's the company's IP. So it definitely just like put a chip on my shoulder.
These are reasons why HASAN cannot stomach being incorrect, or why he does not take jokes well that target his intelligence, as demonstrated in the Raj Royale video podcast. For some context, HASAN was explaining a concept to a group, when Destiny comes in and finishes the point.
Yeah, it's like I wish Destiny could just come in at the beginning and give us the right answer right away instead of making us wait.
So we didn't have to list a fucking HASAN.
Yeah.
So we don't have to listen to HASAN. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cheat sheet right here.
Honestly, like,
it's funny because like the only
it's
way
such a fucking retarded thing to say. Like, I'm sorry, but like if you can't comprehend the fucking shit that I'm saying, it's on you, okay? I'm doing as best as I'm doing.
Hey, yeah, Wes.
You said the R word. He literally said the exact same thing that I just said. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking
You can
about?
say retard on Twitch. Zeta Poppin says it all the time.
Fuck Twitch then. Dude, don't fucking ask me to be on if this is the shit that you're gonna pull, Raj. Like, seriously.
What did I pull?
What?
What did I pull?
Oh, put Destiny in the chat. Fucking have Destiny on.
I didn't put Destiny in the poll. He's not in the poll. I was joking. He's not in the poll.
I know he's not in the fucking poll, dipshit. I'm saying that it's pissing me off because you're devaluing my perspective.
Dude, he's so heated. Oh, this is so amusing. I kind of wish I had some popcorn right now. I kind of want some popcorn right now. But I feel like the one thing I don't want to do is edit this. Shit. Fuck it. I'm making some popcorn, damn it. I got my popcorn. Okay, let's continue.
Which is ongoing.
No, I had nothing
in
to
this fucking chat.
Hassan,
and also with the people talking to right now.
Hassan, that had nothing. I was just saying because Destiny came into the show late after I tried to get him on the show.
95% of your fucking Discord is like Hassan is so dumb.
He's so mad.
90% of the fucking chat is like Hassan is so stupid.
At this point, the podcast understands that this is a sore spot for Hassan and seek to ease attention by relating to him and clarifying their statements were jokes. After a few minutes, Hassan explains that this sort of thing is the core of his frustrations.
On top of that, it's like someone fucking unscrewing a cap all the way to the end and then him popping it open and then everyone will be like, oh, it's great. Look, and Destiny is brilliant and he's definitely a more effective orator than myself. But if it's an ongoing thing over and over again where everyone's like, Hassan is so fucking dumb, Hassan is so stupid, Hassan is such a fucking commie, then I don't need to be here. I don't need to fucking bust my ass every goddamn day.
Let's get all the feelings out.
He's so heated.
No, I'm done. You guys are right.
No.
I was overreacting.
This podcast took place before the complete falling out of Destiny and Hassan's friendship. That was solidified late 2019, when Destiny was in a bit of hot water when debating the usage of the N-word, like using it in the context to retell a joke from a comedian in a private setting. The overall usage and arguments extended to various different creators that saw things differently, including his former podcast host, Trihex, and various other creators he discussed this matter with. Destiny broke down the drama in a lengthy Reddit post. We're now 5 years in.
Hold on. I gotta put down my popcorn. TLDR, fuck Cormentine and Cole, fuck the Surfs TV, fuck Hassan, fuck Bad Bunny, fuck Mike from CCP, fuck Rebrel, and fuck Trihex. There have been a lot of big drama events that have transpired lately, and I've noticed a lot of people attempting to gaslight me or my audience / fans, etc. about what events actually transpired. And I need a drink. This post is here to serve one purpose and one purpose only. That's just to document history. I don't expect to set the record straight, because the people who don't believe me and are attempting to revise history are never going to read anything like this anyway. So here we go. Mindwaves TV invited me into the Big Brain podcast to have a discussion about political issues with a cast of other people. I'd been on once before and I had a good time, so I accepted the invite. This is a list of topics I was given for our discussion that night. The N-word topic is noticeably missing from this list. To be clear, I don't mind discussing any topic with any person in any environment at any time. I'm okay with this. But I was absolutely ambushed by Cormentine and Cole Cash on this topic. They're understandably upset with how things turned out because what they were expecting would be an execution got reversed into a double homicide. I'm gonna mute the...
A fair amount of the links are dead.
Okay, it's a little bit blurry, but Cormentine questioned Mindwaves numerous times throughout the podcast, asking if he is this what you wanted? He follows up with, I didn't ask to talk about this. This is a very strange response from Kermentine for multiple reasons. From Cole's Twitter, it says, as though him and Kermentine had already spoken behind the scenes about being first me. Or maybe, you know, I'm going to read... yeah, it's a little bit blurry. I'm going to let go.
And the drama around it is still dense. Hasan's
Good
role
lord.
in this, as Destiny explains it, was his changing of stances on the argument depending who he is talking to.
Though I don't know why you're bringing it up.
But if someone else is doing it in the privacy of their own conversation with another person, there are specific contexts in which you could probably say the N-word.
Cool. That's my position, literally. Holy
I know,
shit.
but because it ultimately, no matter what, no matter how you use the term,
ultimately, no matter what, no matter how you use the term, the N-word is bad.
Ultimately, it just implies that the person themselves are like a racist person.
Destiny expanded on this in a live stream, which Hasan reacted to.
Nothing I do is performative. So I'm not going to, for instance, I'll use Hasan as an example. I'm not going to talk to a black person like Trihex and say, hey, the N-word, it's always bad.
Ooh, he did not like that. I will say, I'm going to say, I've watched a few of Destiny's streams. Some things I agree with him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him now, considering some of the stuff that's been brought up about him. But I will say, like, in the past, there were certain things that I agreed with, some things I didn't. There was a point before it seemed like he went insane where he was somewhat down the middle in terms of politics. But like I said, there's a point, like, when it got closer to these the recent elections where he just started going insane. So anyway.
Black people.
What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
This fit of rage will be turned into a meme, changing what Hasan is watching to fit the joke. Like when Hasan stated he will never talk to Destiny again.
I'm not talking to him again. You guys can call me a pussy all you want. There is literally no reason. What a fucking liar, dude.
Though rage was not Hasan's entire state of being, this period did have Hasan more prone to anger, especially when being compared to Destiny, as was shown in this popular video compiling some moments of Hasan getting angry.
Watching you squirm after Destiny's stream is my favorite thing to watch. Here's some money for the best content on Twitch XD.
Thanks, buddy. I have your email now, by the way, just for the record. So why don't you just stop fucking sending me donos to harass me for your daddy Destiny with literally your email involved in it? What a fucking stupid thing you just did now. You absolute idiot. I have your full name now.
Was he implying that he's gonna freaking dox the person? I mean, one, that's illegal. Two, I mean, just seems kind of cowardly to try to do that.
And this time, if I go to fucking Twitch, it's reasonable because you're literally harassing me. Do you know how many fucking donos I've gotten from Destiny's fans tonight? Do you know how many fucking Destiny fans have sent me their emails tonight? Excuse me. Paying money just so they can fucking shit talk?
Explaining how Hasan views himself and how he views Destiny explains the anger the dynamic holds. How he sees Destiny as inferior with his beliefs, yet more intelligent overall, is a conflict he would not move on from.
I mean, from what we're seeing, Hasan is emotional, irrational, and when he's proven wrong is... I think to an extent tries to double down his takes. He doesn't like being proven wrong. He doesn't.
And this was hardly the only conflict he was involved in 2019. A smaller of note is when he referred to Pete Buttigieg as this.
White liberal friends. Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg? Booty check? Buttigieg? Okay, it's really hard to say this dude's last name. Now, Buttigieg has been the talk of the town, especially in...
Hasan calling him Buttigieg was likely not aware that Pete Buttigieg is gay. And this comment...
Damn! Actually, no, that was not the best. No, I think, you know what?
Unfreaking believable.
I mean, with a little bit of research, I mean, I didn't know that. And considering that this guy kind of dabbles in politics and all that other shit, you'd think he would do a little bit of research on that instead of making fucking jokes. Right? I mean, actually, no, sorry, before making the jokes. Sorry.
It could come off as derogatory. This can more easily be seen as a misunderstanding. especially when compared to his most controversial statements of 2019.
I can't do it. This guy has the understanding of foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave fucking soldier, fucked his eye hole with their dick? Isn't that...
What the... That was kind of graphic. What the fuck, dude?
How he lost his fucking dumbass eye? Because he got his fucking eye hole fucked? America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it.
What? Hold on. I don't want to... I need to hear that again.
Because he got his fucking eye hole fucked? America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with...
And Hasan wonders why he's getting some of the flack that he's getting. What a fucking dirtbag. How many, you know what? I'm looking it up. How many people died in 9/11 attack? Okay, so 2,977 people died in September 11, 2001 terrorist attack. The attacks occurred at the World Trade Center in New York, the Pentagon in Virginia, and the Somerset County in Pennsylvania. Alright. As you guys know, for those who, I mean, a lot of everybody who wasn't alive back then, that was when several planes were hijacked and basically flown into buildings. And a lot of people died. It was very, very fucking horrific. Evil fucking people. Evil, deplorable fucking people that had no regard for human life. Hijacked planes. Planes, by the way, that were filled with people, I might add. Flew them into fucking buildings. Some of those buildings being, you know, the World fucking Trade Center. You know, like I said, I only know bits and pieces of the whole drama of Hasan. But saying shit like that, you know, fuck you, dude. You know, fuck your feelings, dude. To say, just to say that, you know, America deserved 9/11, you know, fuck you. Any like political thing you have, I mean, honestly, you know, and actually, it makes sense that he fucking, in terms of him endorsing a fucking terrorist, the claims of him endorsing a fucking terrorist, that makes total fucking sense now. By the way, we're only in like 30 minutes in to this video. Like, I want to say we're like a quarter in, like a little bit over a quarter, if anything. So, fuck this guy, dude. Fuck him. Fuck your feelings, man.
With them. We're not there doing our own thing. We're there partnering and training
in a video
and
game
equipping and enhancing their capabilities.
Like, we fucking totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy shit.
No, we didn't.
We fucking did. In a video game.
There are two large aspects to this controversy. There is first interpretation. An interpretation that Hasan supports terrorists by calling them brave. Then there is his intent that breaks down his statement in that the U.S. funding of terrorist organizations against mutual opposition like Russia empower them enough to be able to choreograph such an attack. The comments about brave fighters is also one that references a section in a Rambo movie when it called terrorists brave.
This film was dedicated to the brave Mujahideen fighters of Afghanistan. We did fund them. Yes, they were fighting the Soviet Union at the time. That's obviously important context. But, but we did have blowback when they turned on us.
That was Cenk, the owner of the Young Turks and Hasan's uncle, bringing Hasan on to explain what he meant by his statement and clarify he did not mean ill will.
So,
bullshit.
You said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Following the original statement, Hasan was suspended on Twitch for 7 days, and he and the Young Turks were getting a...
He should have been suspended longer. Actually, no, if anything, you know what, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be one of the people that say it. Hasan should have been he should have been banned indefinitely. You know, shit like this, where they're so fucking radical, like, I hate to be that guy, but for you to go on and claim that, you know, the U.S. deserved 9/11, that over 200, we deserved the death of over 2,977 people during 9/11, you should be fucking banned and never given the opportunity to come back. Again, fuck this guy. He's a fucking degenerate.
Entering 2020, this was one of the cited reasons why Hasan wanted to separate himself from the Young Turks.
I'm gonna say this. I was going to be, you know, kind of like, you know, making jokes and shit like that, but this is kind of pissing me off a little bit.
The most important thing you can do with content creation, and that is keeping a frequent schedule. He did this to a particularly unheard of degree. In 2020, he was live for over 3,600 hours, an even more jaw-dropping statement when looked at percentage-wise.
I was live for 42% of the year.
This Truman Show-esque dedication guaranteed a strong following, which was further tempered by those aligned with him politically. Additionally, 2020 was an election year full of unrest and perfect for Hasan to grow and grow and grow. This momentum turned Hasan from a relatively unknown streamer to one of the largest. This surge of popularity had those in direct political opposition cover him and his previous controversies.
Alex Jones!
Hasan PIKER. Can't make up that name. That's his name. Hasan PIKER. He's got some big old...
Hasan, you know what? I'll give him that. I mean, look at. I'm gonna say this. You know what? Before people start claiming I'm a right-winger from this fucking video, look at Alex Jones. He's fucking nuts. Some of the things he says is fucking crazy. I didn't care for people like freaking Bill O'Reilly from fucking the Fox News. People like him who are, you know, who were proven to be fucking degenerates. Because if I remember correctly, he was fired from Fox News. People like Glenn Beck, fucking Glenn Beck, who, by the way, you know, blames, and I honestly think it was because of his bad takes about video games. You know, has made comments about how his daughters won't date anybody that plays fucking video games, or he won't allow it, which is a fucking hilarious thing to try to say. But, dude, like I said, you have your crazies in the right too. Some of them that are just so fucking ass backwards. And in terms of this, like Hasan, like I said, I'm looking at this video right now. It's a guy who has no fucking actual conviction. And any form of conviction is so fucking so fucking backwards. And some of the things he said so far has been really fucking scummy.
Giant bitch tits. I'm sorry, it's family show. Just go ahead and roll this.
Due to this surge in popularity, Hasan was also in the process of making new friends, one of which would be Ethan of the H3H3 podcast.
Oh, here we go.
Here, Hasan is explaining why he started streaming more.
Yeah, so this is like the only... This was like the only being in my life. I'm like far away from everyone, can't see anybody. And so I just started streaming even more than I did as a way to escape, you know, and like to have some organization in my life. So that there was something I was doing every day when I woke up, because otherwise I was like, I don't know what the fuck I would have done. I think I am, but I mean, I game too. I play variety games. So I'm not like only one game. I don't play only one game.
Hasan goes on to explain that he does dabble in gaming, which relates to his next big stream. Being at the top level of influence in this environment is powerful, yet not as utilized or understood as much as traditional media. AOC, a political figure who also excels in this space, in 2020 put out a tweet asking if there would be any Twitch streamers interested.
Anyone want to play Among Us with me on Twitch and get out the vote?
Interested in playing Among Us. While she replied to other streamers, she did not reply to Hasan, but he was still, like several other streamers, invited to the game. This stream, not through Hasan's side, was reported as the third most viewed stream on Twitch ever. As for Hasan's new peak, the following month with covering the elections, his stream was reported as, quote, the 6th most watched election-themed channel across Twitch and YouTube.
Okay.
Unquote. Following this stream and the elections, there was a natural drop-off of viewership. But overall, with Hasan's persistence, he maintained a strong viewer base, where he averaged roughly around 30,000 concurrent viewers a stream. The only other person on Twitch doing something similar was Destiny, who was only getting a fraction of the viewership and was virtually the only competition Hasan had. This space goes untouched by many creators, as focusing on politics can only limit one's reach, especially if it is irrelevant to the content the creator produces. Discussion of politics can also diminish...
Okay, please leave politics alone. Mark will make comments about politics and different social issues if he chooses to. Please don't come to the subreddit to ask or beg Mark. I'm sure he has strong feelings about the conflict, but don't use the subreddit. It sounds, I mean, from that, it sounds like he's being impartial, which, you know, I gotta applaud in terms of, you know, Mark. And I would say other content creators. In the last several years, we've had a situation where you have, you know, performers, content creators become very, like, one-sided in terms of politics. Which, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I think as content creators, as, you know, entertainers, streamers, whatever, we should do our best, our due diligence, to be non-partial. And if anything, what we should be doing is, at the very least, allowing the people to make their own minds in terms of, like, who they vote for, who, like, we could do our best to, I'm gonna be honest, I really hate the, you know, if you're not with me, you're against me mentality in terms of politics nowadays. There was a point where you believed in a certain politics, people would respect you for it. Now it's, if you don't agree with my ideals, then you don't deserve to live. That's basically how a lot of people feel. And at this point, how a lot of people have been acting. So it'd be nice if, like, I will say that there's a few gems in terms of, like, people doing their best to be impartial, like not giving their political opinions, and just leaving it to the people to make their own choices, do their own research on what they want to believe and who they would side with. But there's in a lot of situations in today, people are very hyper political.
The escapism some seek. These are two reasons why many are avoidant of that space. Even in the political realm that Hasan exists in, this is still very much a thing with the more specific aspects of politics, and why Hasan states that one of his biggest failures was exposing that his beliefs fall under the umbrella of socialism.
My biggest failures in my entire career was openly saying that I'm a socialist. There is way too much baggage associated with the term.
By baggage, Hasan likely means interpretation. Socialism is something that can be explained simply, but expanded on infinitely. Trying to get a great understanding of the entire umbrella can be fruitless, as that will not change the interpretations of others. This is the same for virtually any political alignment. There is too much nuance, too many variables, too great of a divide. All reasons why creators may avoid openly speaking about politics like the plague.
Because all of these people fight with one another and have historically killed one another all the fucking time.
This is specifically what Hasan at one point simplified socialism as.
People routinely misunderstand something about socialism, and I'm going to bring this up one more time. Socialism is about adequate compensation for your labor.
A political and economic theory, social organization, which advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. We want a democratic or pluralist left party. policy or practice based on political and economic theory of socialism. Okay, socialism is a economic and political philosophy encompassing diverse economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production as opposed to private ownership. It describes the economic, political, and social theories and movements associated with the implementation of such systems. Okay. Real quick, Google. Okay. So, why is socialism bad? One criticism of socialism is that in any society where everyone holds equal wealth, there can be no material incentive to work because one does not receive rewards for work well done. They further argue that incentives increase productivity for all people and that the loss of those effects would lead to stagnation. The fundamental objective of socialism is to obtain an advanced level of material production and therefore greater productivity, efficiency, and rationality as compared to capitalism and all previous systems, under the view that an expansion of human productivity capability is basis for extension and of freedom. Okay. Anywho.
Socialism isn't about a flat fee for every single person. Socialism isn't about, like, the abolition of money even. That's communism, right?
Others might see socialism as a push for strict equality among things like wealth. And that's why in August of 2021, there was a controversy about HASAN buying a $2.7 million house. For any other successful streamer, this would not matter. But for HASAN, it does, because it can be seen as inconsistent with the values of a socialist. It is likely that the most flack he got was not even from people diametric of him, but people in his own community that denounced the purchase. It does not help that HASAN was also antagonistic, like with his tweet that reads, quote, "Socialism is when no house," unquote. This opens up the criticism that it was not just a house. It was a $2.7 million house. Tweets like these, whether correct or not, do avoid the argument about the significant purchase and whether or not done with intention and just for a joke.
Makes them seem like a hypocrite.
Why people are angry and will only frustrate them, as HASAN knows.
Because that makes a lot of money for them to voluntarily and maliciously misunderstand my point so they can make YouTube videos and get ad revenue, because those clicks drive that controversy, and those clicks.
Another element HASAN uses in his defense is a perception that he believes people look at socialism like a poverty cult.
Yes, in America, people literally think socialism is a poverty cult. People straight up think if you're a socialist, you need to literally live this life of austerity, and every single dollar that you generate cannot go to any kind of personal consumption because that's fucked up.
This is a defense HASAN will use when addressing controversy about other purchases like a Gucci bag. It is not so much people criticizing him about needing to live in poverty, but rather him living a highly hedonistic lifestyle. A lifestyle that can be seen as aligning with the greed that capitalism can carry. Whether fair or not, these are the reasons why HASAN is increasingly becoming disliked regardless of political alignment. Even so, HASAN does say he gives money.
I do donate. Some people must not. However, this is a fucking brain dead take that keeps dumbasses thinking that Bill Gates is a good guy.
Money to charity, though he does not specify how much, and does make the point that giving money to charity should not exempt someone from criticism. Tangentially, there were a few people involved in this controversy, such as Destiny when he tweeted out a 2017 picture of HASAN wearing an Eat the Rich shirt alongside an article about HASAN purchasing a $2.7 million house. Ludwig, a popular creator HASAN is friends with, like HASAN did, attributed Destiny's tweet as the reason the controversy gained traction, alongside spreading HASAN's docs through spreading only a screenshot of the article that essentially doxed him.
His desk. But because of Destiny's tweet, it picked up in for the past 3 days, 20th, 21st, 22nd, it was HASAN
is in his Discord. fucking typing out that I doxed him. Because I put a screenshot of like the third fucking mainstream article that was published about him buying a $3 million WeHo house, okay? I don't know how the that counts as doxing. I don't know why the fuck dipshits like...
I mean, it's from an article. I mean, if anything, blame the freaking article for doxing his house.
Ludwig would repeat that as doxing?
It did not help that he was responding to tweets that he believed were subtweeting him. Hasan's core audience that either aligns with his perspective or just doesn't care about his controversy continued to grow. And as such, he was still doing well for himself late 2021. He even became a co-host for the newly released H3H3 Leftovers podcast. Now, finally, all the gears of the Hasan controversy machine were in place and slowly started to turn.
Oh,
what
good
would
lord.
be happening from here on, as demonstrated with his purchase of a house, would be controversy about Hasan PIKER. Not so much Hasan's take on a sensitive subject, even though those things go hand in hand. The difference now, likely due to his popularity, is that he would be at the center of the controversy. His next controversy took place just 2 months later when he revealed that he had sex with prostitutes in the past, specifically at a German brothel known as Artemis. To this, a Twitter user posted a snippet of the Artemis Wikipedia page, reading, quote, "On April 14, 2016, Artemis was raided by 900 police and customs officers investigating human trafficking and tax evasion. The police had obtained information that members of the Hells Angels forced some women to work in Artemis."
Okay.
With more and more eyes on this tweet, Hasan addressed this on the Leftovers podcast.
Had sex with not even escorts, but also like straight. I've gone to a brothel, Artemis, in Berlin, and had sex with the workers there. Yes.
Oh.
I don't hide it. I don't give a shit. Why would I?
Hasan also provided the information that he visited the brothel in around 2010 and goes on to explain the 2016 raid further.
Just for fucking tax evasion.
Yeah, I saw that.
And secondly, there was accusations that like there might be sex trafficking going on, but all of the people that were pointed to in that situation, they were released, and I believe the brothel is now suing the city of Berlin for damages too. On top of that,
this is incorrect. The investigation, in its comparison to Al Capone, started from the ground up with claims of trafficking and abuse. The Guardian, in an article published after the raid, stated, quote, "Police charge that the 4-story brothel complex constituted a brutal and illegal system that severely exploited dependent women." That article was from 2016. This 2022 article from the Irish Times again summarizes why the investigation started and how it ended. Quote, "The 2016 investigation and raid began when a woman who worked at the brothel complained to Berlin police that she had been forced into prostitution at Artemis by her boyfriend, who had links to the Hells Angels gang. Then and now, the owners deny having any links to the gang or other organized crime groups. They insist women who work at the brothel are self-employed." Unquote. This article is mainly about Artemis winning what appears to be a defamatory case filed against the government. But even then, the story is not that cut and dry. According to the Berlin Journal, the assailant, quote, "was sentenced to 7 years in prison in Berlin on Friday. The former Frankfurt football professional and Hell Angels rocker used drugs and beatings to subdue his girlfriend, who was underage at the time of the crime, and sent to work as a prostitute." Unquote. The article details the horrific treatment of the at the time 17-year-old, but does add some clarity in that this is how the investigation started and why the trafficking was likely not systemic, even though the assailant did work as a bouncer. There are varying perspectives on this related to Hasan, with some not caring about the reports, being that Hasan visited the brothel prior to these investigations, but there was also the diminishing of the investigations, more likely as a defense of Hasan, rather than a more fair interpretation about a crime he was not even responsible for. Also in the mix were criticisms tied to his wealth and status. But then in December 2021, things moved to his newest and most recent controversy.
Wait, what? These got suspended too? What is going on? Bro, what is happening right now? Is there like a fucking
account suspended and deactivated?
Crazy. Is there like a crazy fucking Twitch mod right now that just like is banning every single one of my mods right now? Deactivating their accounts? What the fuck is going on?
These mods, as discovered, were banned for saying a certain word that Hasan defends the usage of.
Something I've talked about so many times too, because it's like white boys love fucking saying like cracker is the same as the N-word, cracker is the same as the N-word, right? It's really stupid. It's not like the etymology of the word is different. Like cracker means literally whip cracker. It comes from whip cracker. So the power still is in the hands of the white person in that situation, whereas the N-word is dehumanizing.
Hasan defends the usage of the word primarily because it is not as worse as others, but does not address the notion that people don't like being insulted due to their skin color. This spiraled into conversation on the usage of the word, and many streamers weighed in, with Hasan even asking some about their opinion, as streamer XQC is reacting to.
What do you think about the word cracker?
The what?
The word cracker.
What do I think about the word cracker?
2 of my mods got banned for saying cracker yesterday in a sequence of like 3 minutes.
I don't use it personally.
Oh.
I'd rather describe people with things that aren't just broad stroke derogatory terms based off the color of their skin.
Okay.
On Twitter, HASAN continued this tirade, stating that it is not a slur.
I mean, it has been used as a slur. It really has. I mean, if you know... I mean, me personally, if you know that it has some negative connotation to it, and it doesn't matter what, like, which group it's connected to, if it has negative negative aspects to the word, then don't use it. Though, unfortunately, there's a situation current in from now to, you know, later on or in the past, where certain words are used in community conversation, and it does feel like, to an extent, people have downplayed certain words because of its overuse.
And then did the same thing on Twitch.
I've been called a cracker more times than every single one of you fucking pasty little cracker bitches in my chat, okay? Let's be fucking real for a second, okay, Mr. Alabama? I've been called a cracker a fuckload more than you. Why? Because I'm extremely online, okay? So shut the fuck up. Stop crying about this fucking term, okay?
Good Lord.
Recognize that the person who's calling you a fucking cracker is literally powerless, okay? Sorry, it's just the truth. A person calling you a fucking cracker is powerless. They're doing it as someone who's been historically oppressed, blowing off steam, okay? You can say that that's infantilizing or whatever the fuck, but that's truly the reality.
Now, 2 days into this controversy, HASAN would not let this go.
Just fucking ban me and get it over with if that's the case, you know what I mean?
That is from HASAN's video titled, "So I Got Banned." And so is this clip.
This idea that, like, I'm being racist towards whites, especially as a fucking white person, especially as someone who advocates for the rights of everyone, which also includes white people, is a fucking ridiculous thing.
HASAN on Twitter confirms that he was banned for the reason everyone thought, and was unrelenting on using that word or similar ones. All sorts of people had an opinion on this. Few more extreme than the infamous creator Sam Hyde.
But HASAN, you're gonna fight me. You are going to fight me one way or another. I don't care if I have to break into that nice house of yours. You're gonna fight me, son. Turn this down. Go ahead. Find a way. Find some snarky comment. Yeah, I don't want $1 million.
Good Lord.
Fuck that guy. He's a Nazi. I want his money. Fuck that guy.
Sam Hyde was challenging HASAN to a fight under the condition that if HASAN won, then $1 million would be donated to a charity. An unlikely happening because, as per IDUP's video on HASAN and other sources, he is possibly a Nazi, and not someone HASAN would promote by fighting them. And so HASAN, not banned on YouTube through the H3H3 podcast, did episodes focusing on this recent controversy. One was where they filmed in a bathtub full of crackers, and the other one was where they made a tier of racial slurs and the like that are used against white people. Now entering 2022, things moved on quickly to the React drama that was going on throughout Twitch. This was pushback to how some streamers may react to video, rip the thumbnail of said video, and compete with it directly on sites like YouTube. In the case of HASAN, this is a bit different in that he does not enforce his copyright. He allows any viewer to rip and re-upload his content without compensation, so long as they are not abusive in trying to control his IP. Another element tied to this React drama was the chair. This is when streamers like HASAN would purposely leave videos playing to entertain their audience while they momentarily left, leaving only the chair to react.
That's
to
so
video.
lazy.
This also ties into the quote-unquote meta of reacting to the series MasterChef, which, unlike the average creator,
that is
does
so
have
lazy.
financial backing to sue the Twitch streamers reacting to it. But eventually this was quelled when DMCAs were handed out. While this sort of thing with low-effort React videos would never die down, criticism of HASAN was continuously moving. Now to his leasing of a new car. But not just any new car, a pricey luxury vehicle. This is what Dexerto reported.
La 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 la, wait till I get my money right.
HASAN PIKER is getting serious hate for buying a new car. The Twitch streamer has picked up a $200,000 Porsche, and people in the replies were quick to point out how this conflicts with his socialist views. But what do you think?
This reinvigorated the drama around the purchase of his house a year ago. Except many, like Dexerto, were incorrect in reporting on the story. This car was not purchased, it was leased.
And I'm not going to buy it cash.
Okay, so
You're gonna lease a custom spec car?
okay, here's the deal. So when you're talking about leases, right?
Right?
Yeah, like a Pokemon card.
Because it's electric. I would. That's the only reason why.
That was dumb.
Are you getting rid of the Taycan? Yeah, it's a lease.
It does not help that HASAN confusingly referred to it in the past as buying the vehicle, and he states he made the decision to get the car for himself, for his viewers.
Bro, this is why I do this stuff, okay? This is why I was like, I might not even buy this car in the end if it's like, you know, too much of a hassle. But like, I literally do this for that. Dude. That's the reason why I do this.
150 content? Yeah, you spent 150 grand on a car, so Austin Ox can make a 30-second video.
No, literally, yeah, so we can all have fun.
That's how good he has it, baby.
So, no, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, so my community can have fun. Like,
There's also the fact that HASAN streams so much, he wouldn't even be able to get utilization from the vehicle.
That's the worst part. Wait till they find out I'm probably never gonna fucking drive it. You know what I mean? Like, that is probably gonna piss motherfuckers off even more.
Controversies like these are relatively inconsequential, at least compared to his assessment that Russia would not invade Ukraine by undermining US reports that it was coming. And when it finally did come, so did all the flack caused by his overconfidence.
and I do get things wrong. Like, the greatest example of this is the...
Oh, good lord. Good lord. Oh boy.
the invasion of Ukraine. I was incredibly confident that Russia would not invade Ukraine.
Consequential, at least compared to his assessment that Russia would not invade Ukraine by undermining US reports that it was coming. And when it finally did come, so did all the flack caused by his overconfidence.
And I do get
Oh my
things wrong.
gosh.
Like, the greatest example of this is the invasion of Ukraine. I was incredibly confident that Russia would not invade Ukraine because of all of the reasons why that invasion is going south right now. I demonstrated a level of confidence that I should not have. When you deviate...
Confidence, or... what's the best word? I don't think confidence is, like, the right word for what you were doing, dude. I think it was more of... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Ignorance, I think, would probably be the best word. Ignorance.
away from that and you get something wrong, people that want to be right will never let you forget that and will constantly harp on it.
HASAN makes the point that people will judge someone based on their previous poor reporting. But this is also an encouragement to not get stories wrong and to not be overconfident when there's still not the entire picture, or when sources, even from those not preferred, do make fair arguments with the facts they have uncovered. But that's okay because according to HASAN, he was immune to criticism now.
The criticism that was thrown in my face
I can't take people like this seriously where they think they're immune to criticism. No. Any one of us, anybody on the internet, especially if you're a public figure, if you do something wrong, you are not immune to criticism. People are allowed to criticize you for making bad takes, for making bad judgment calls. With HASAN PIKER, he is no different than everybody else. He really isn't. If anything, he's an entitled little shit who thinks that he, is immune when really he's not. He's just like everybody else.
Has been consistent throughout my career. I'm an idiot. I'm a dumb bimbo. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've gotten numb to the criticism. Like, as a matter of fact, I seek it out now because I make content out of it.
HASAN is B. I like HASAN a lot. He doesn't play a lot of games, so it cuts his versatility a little bit.
Quote, XQC probably ranked me a B-list streamer because I won't fucking have him on when a trendy political thing is happening, where he has to act like he cares to farm the last ounce of the Twitch directory before he goes back to promoting crypto gambling to...
Be honest. I'll be honest. Like, I've seen a few like, clips and I think live streams of, like, XQC. Not my cup of tea. He's one of those people that's, how should I put it? An individual who, I wouldn't want to listen to in terms of politics. Plus, didn't this guy bet, like, millions of dollars or something? Like, I'm sorry, it was not HASAN, but XQC for Harris to win the elections this year. And lost. That's funny.
teens for multiple millions, unquote. HASAN was not very pleased with how XQC had rated him. XQC was confused at Hasan's outrage, but then reanalyzed his previous rating and made a discovery.
Bruh, he was lower last year.
Parasocial relationships on the stream.
My brother, he was lower last year.
Fellow streamer for friend.
Oh, but Destiny was under him.
Wish me luck.
It's not even the fucking B tier thing. That's just a straw that broke the camel's back, because like it's irrelevant. Like I've fucking tier listed people all the time. I've done it before.
As per an immature upload Hasan on Discord, quote, "I'm sorry you got like a 70 million stake deal and no one could actually call you out on it. I fucking hate his fanbase too now. I unironically hate him a little now, NGL. LMAO, I saw XQC's tier list and all I can say is Mizkif makes better content." Unquote. It does seem like Hasan at least cares a little, but at minimum he does not dislike XQC like he dislikes Destiny, for example, or even Sam Hyde for that matter. It just so happens that the latter two talked on stream.
Yeah, I have to fight HASAN PIKER. You know who that is?
That's my arch nemesis. You have no idea.
Okay.
I created Hasan 2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
All jokes aside, I know that you guys are not going to take me seriously when I say this stuff because it's like better to fuel drama or whatever. But when I joined Twitch for the first time, I had a very specific goal in mind. And that goal has come to fruition largely because of Destiny, because of the help that he's given me. And also on top of Destiny helping me personally, Destiny himself already doing exactly what I wanted to do.
It just dawned on me. Like looking at how, like looking at the background image that he used, or foreground image he uses for his streams for Hasan. At least it looks like for the earlier stuff, it looked like something you would see from like the Elgato like streaming option. I mean, I'll admit those look pretty decent, but it's clear where you got that from.
You created him, I have to kill him.
There were at least two major updates on Sam Hyde's callout.
What?
One is that Hasan, through private contacts, made it clear he does not want to platform Sam Hyde, and two is that the amount of money went from 1 million to 2.5 million. And after Sam Hyde's most recent victory in the ring as his Irish Candyman persona, he made a callout that was impossible for Hassan to ignore.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division? Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hasan PIKER! I'm coming to kill you! At your house! Or in the ring? No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him. And wear his makeup.
Oh my god.
No, don't.
Oh my god, that actually happened? Oh man, that's just as bad as freaking, oh god. Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll! Oh man, that's just as bad as Uwe Boll, trying to, challenge some of his, critics to a boxing match and kicking their asses. By the way, for those who don't know, Uwe Boll is a director who's made very subpar to very bad video game to movie tie-ins. Stuff like Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain, and many, many others. And yes, he did, from what I've seen, he did actually, you know, some of his critics, he did challenge them to boxing matches and beat the ever living shit out of them. He was that salty. But, good lord. That just reminded me of that. That is so funny.
Fucking hide. If you're a sub, you're not getting unbanned for that. I'm just letting you know. Look, dude, if you see a mentally ill Nazi, okay, on the internet, be like, I'm gonna kill Hasan PIKER. Okay, I'm gonna come to his house and murder.
Is he calling him a Nazi? Seriously? Oh, because he challenged you to a boxing match, you fucking baby.
For him. And you go, oh, this is some information that he should probably watch. Like, he should watch and address this. Okay? Then, honestly, just don't post.
The fight would not come, but the reminders would not stop.
I have another question. I think Sam Hyde, he called you out on like a boxing event. Are you interested in like the boxing scene or not?
I don't know why you guys are so into this shit. He's a Nazi. Like, I don't know.
How is he a Nazi? Just challenged you to a boxing match. Oh my god. So at this point, like, you know what? Can I just say, at this point, it's like, I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to, like, if in terms of, like, that word, Nazi, it's sad that at this point, because the Nazis themselves were very, very, very fucking evil people. And nowadays, if somebody disagrees with you and your beliefs, and by the way, this is thrown around by a lot of people on the left, then you're classified as a Nazi. One of the major tactics, and at this point, it's not just the left; it's the right too, where you have a lot of situations where if you don't agree with me, or if I find your logic to be nonsensical or stupid, then I'm going to try to dehumanize you. That's what it seems like for both the right and the left nowadays.
What's happening right now? It's so whack, bro. Like, I don't understand why all you motherfuckers have to, like, run around with this shit. What's going on? What's going on? Nothing. Get the fuck out of my face, bro.
Dude's so mad. Because at this point, let's be honest here. Here's the translation. Here's the translation of that whole thing. It's him, like, he doesn't want to fight. And I bet you he'd fucking lose in a fight. So, and by the looks of that guy, when he called him out, I'm like, God damn. More likely, HASAN goes in the ring, dude knocks him out. Then it's done. He's done. So at this point, he's like, oh, I don't want to fight him. I'm too scared to fight him. But it's just to show that people think that, I'm the bigger man. I'm just gonna call him a Nazi because, I don't think I win. And if I dehumanize him, then maybe people won't care. Like, no, bitch. Freaking A, man. This is so stupid. You know what, Joon The King, man, you're so awesome, man.
You fucking asshole. Yeah, what do you mean, damn, bro? What the fuck do you mean, damn? What do you mean, damn? What the fuck do you mean, damn? Why do you do this? I'm asking questions.
Yeah, he was just asking a simple question, you dumb fuck. What a bitch.
Some of the top comments on this video.
Wait, hold on. Did HASAN call him a pussy? Hold on.
What the fuck do you mean, damn? Why do you do this? I'm asking questions. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, you're the one who won't answer a fucking question. I mean, even if you hate the guy, you can still ask a fucking question. You're the one who's acting like a fucking pussy. Bitch.
Some of the top comments on this video read, quote, so he wants to fight a random guy over a question, but won't fight Sam Hyde. He's so tough when it's a smaller guy talking to him. Lol. Dude is throwing a full-blown tantrum over being asked a simple question.
Yeah.
Unquote. While HASAN has stated his want to not platform Sam Hyde, his overt aggression over what appears to be a genuine question from someone who is unaware of HASAN's stances was not an excellent look. But even using a different strategy, such as silence, would hardly work in HASAN's favor, as was shown in the next public encounter.
What's going on? How you guys doing? We love landlords. We're all against unions. We're here to protest against the landlords and the unions. We love them. Can we do like a quick shake on the hand? We love landlords. Look. We love landlords. We love landlords. We love them a lot. We're all against unions. They're not fair to the corporate companies. This is a crazy protest.
A troll that has done something similar at events such as the Game Awards, and now with HASAN at a writer's strike.
Anyway, as I was saying,
we love them a lot.
We're waiting for
We're waiting for the landlords to come.
Oh, there you are. Thank you. Yeah, I'll connect it. This little fucking fetus, bro. I swear to God. So sick.
He's so mad.
This is who HASAN was in 2023. A critter that can be quick to anger, but it is also that passion behind him that some seek. Yet he knows well enough.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of his uncle.
At least for the most part, when to be calm. Like his conversation with Andrew Tate, where the passive insults had Tate so uncomfortable and unable to retort that he had him removed from the show. But then again, moments like these are less serious. Even though the influence of the people he interacts with is considerable, all those interactions mean nothing in a grander scale. A grander scale like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is a far different
here we
beast.
go.
One that even saying it is highly contentious does not do justice to how sensitive it is. One that Ethan and Hasan were foolish to think things could remain cordial while discussing the heaviest of subjects.
I do want to say, make something very clear at the top of the show here, is that I've seen a lot of people expecting us to come froth and argue and our friendship is going to end and the show is going to end or something like that, and I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but that's definitely not what we're planning on doing here. It's not going to happen.
The following stream was only 11 days later.
Yeah.
Something that I need to discuss with Hasan, but I do feel like I'm probably going to pause leftovers for the time being.
Ethan infrequently delves into political conversation as his mainstay content is on internet drama. Hasan, on the other hand, mainly covers politics, and as such, he was...
I will say, like, in terms of Ethan, I will say there like last 4 years there was a shift in his content. Now, in recent months, there has been another shift.
Day in and day out, covering developments in the conflict.
The way that he covers this that I think is fucked up.
Yeah.
And I understand that him and a lot of people are upset about what's happening because it is horrible. But at the same time,
But I encourage you to look into where Hamas was firing. You fucking shit! You garbage, monstrous scumbag! You garbage, monstrous scumbag! You said IDF didn't bomb the hospital, and then you said it did, but Hamas was firing rockets from it in the same 2-minute time frame. So why did you fucking lie at first? Huh? Why did you fucking lie? How can you live with yourself?
by the way, for the record, the IDF did not bomb that fucking hospital.
You genocidal piece of shit!
So,
How? Why did you do that?
This is the kind of thing that happens when people rush to cover breaking news and do not carefully wait.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big complaints about Hasan, is that he didn't by reporting a lot of the things that was going on, he didn't have all the facts, and probably didn't help that the fact that when people called him out for not having the facts, that he got angry.
Weigh in not just the facts, but the lack of them.
Yeah.
And it was not just something Hasan was guilty of, as even major publications were incorrectly reporting on information to...
Okay, first one. New York Times. Israel strike kills... Why did I say kills? Kills hundreds in hospital, Palestinians say. At least 500 dead in strike on Gaza hospital, Palestinians say. At least 500 dead in blast at Gaza hospital, Palestinians say.
To get the story out first. As such, Hasan walked this back and went on Piers Morgan to discuss this.
It's interesting that you call me a propagandist, because I want to play you. This was your reaction to when the hospital got
I'm
bombed.
a propagandist.
Well, no,
For the record.
no, I'm not calling
I'm
you
a
that.
propagandist.
I'm just saying. I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then, I want
I'm
to play.
saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you even play it.
Okay.
Perhaps the point Hasan was trying to make was that all publications, as people do, have an inherent bias. Even machine learning has a bias dependent on the information it is fed. But conversely, Hasan has an over 10-year career in politics. He has a degree in political science and knows the difference between bias and propaganda.
Does he, though?
Bias is inherent and can be at times difficult to perceive. Propaganda, by design, distorts the truth to promote a position. It actively undermines conversation and can make sensitive issues worse. Propaganda more easily exists in political spaces as a reinforcement of bias. What happens when you try to use propagandist tactics to undermine and or defeat someone you know nothing about? This exact thing happened when Hasan debated Willie Mack. If there has to be a singular piece of evidence that contains all that makes Hasan unlikable, controversial, poisonous to himself and those around him, it would be this just over hour-long debate.
On that note, here's the Willie Mack Show. What's up, Willie Mack Show?
Hey, what's up, Hasan?
So I am not very familiar with what you do, but I believe you've done a couple videos about how dog shit I am, I think, right? You want to turn on your camera, by the way?
Willie Mack has been covering Hasan for about a year at this point. He covered him partially as a minor point to the grander Twitch React controversy, but later made him the focus of other videos that also exposes Hasan's propagandist nature.
If you can't already tell, Hasan likes to take some polarizing stances on things, where he will talk about his opinion as if it is the only acceptable take. This gets him into some sticky situations.
The reason why I'm saying a lot of the information that's coming out of the State Department is wrong or outright false is because what I'm showing you right now is literally fucking people talking about like bombing Kiev, okay? Their take was Ukraine is going to be invaded, Kiev is going to be invaded by Russia.
This is in his apology video. Oh, fun.
Russia. That is insane. That's psychotic.
So in his apology video for his arrogant and baseless predictions on Ukraine, Hasan makes more arrogant and baseless predictions on Ukraine. Only Hasan, dude.
That was a section highlighting not just Hasan's previous misinterpretation of the impending conflict in Ukraine, but also his poor handling of it afterwards.
Yeah.
Willie Mack also goes into how Hasan is not entirely free with his copyright.
Fuck you, dude. Don't make me DMCA your bitch asses. Motherfuckers are literally posting my YouTube videos from my fucking Twitch, stealing this shit because I allow them to, so they can make money off of it.
Dude, if somebody takes your video and cuts it up, and I hate when people fucking do this, especially when they have bad takes. If you create content and a person takes that content, cuts it up, and reacts in between each cut, it's a new form of media or content. It becomes fair use at that point. So people aren't stealing your content. If anything, they're making brand new content with some of the things that you say. And people are allowed to do it. It's legal. I fucking hate when people start doing this shit, man. Where it's like, again, you have individuals who are public figures. They say something stupid, and then when somebody brings up what they said, they're like, oh, you took my content, copyright. Like trying to false flag, false copyright, strike, whatever, to freaking shut the people up. Because they don't want people, a dissenting opinion. They don't want people to show others that some of their takes are not good. So, dude, no. People aren't stealing your content. I mean, and if they make money off of your, make money off the content that they make from your bullshit, they're allowed to. Again, it's fucking legal.
Just to make me look fucking bad or shit on me? What the fuck is this? Send me all the videos. Okay? Send me all the fucking videos of the Hasan Abi Eclipse Industrial Complex talking shit. And I will fucking destroy them. I will purge them.
Crazy how he's all for getting rid of copyright laws until it starts affecting him negatively.
In another video, Willie Mack covers how Hasan attempts to diminish his opponents by calling them things like racist, Nazi, or similar things when he knows very little or nothing about the person.
No, of course not. I have a policy of not really watching videos such as that one, specifically because it will frustrate me, and then I will have to
You want to
respond
debate
to
about
it.
a video you didn't...
Exactly. Like, that's the... I mean, that's like one of the big things. Like, dude, how are you going to debate somebody about a video when you didn't actually watch the fucking video? It makes no fucking sense. Like, why? Like, why do that? It's just very nonsensical. And it just shows that you don't really have anything... If anything, your anger is only at the fact that the video was made, not what the video said.
You didn't even watch?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, of course. You made the video. I'm not like debating a random person about a video I didn't watch. You made the fucking video, so let's hear.
I know, but
what
that
your
kind of like
gripes
that kind of
are.
links up to like my big criticism with you is that you don't actually put in the bare minimum effort to research anything before you.
Exactly. I mean, as far as as far as we've been shown of Hasan, he is very emotional in terms of a lot of the political stuff. He doesn't do the fucking research. And when he's called out for not doing the research and, reporting correctly, then he doubles down. I'm trying to find the best way to be non-partial in this, but it's like, dude, if you're supposed to be a fucking reporter, do your fucking job. Because if anything, at this point, he's not a journalist, he's a fucking activist. I'm gonna say that because this reminds me of an example I saw from I hate to bring up his name, but again, I'm trying to be a non-partial. Steven Crowder. Love him or hate him. Some things I kind of understand where he comes from. Some things I have to question. But there was one interaction he had with the journalist. Now, during one of his, I guess after one of his change my mind segments, there was a scandal where somebody was going on social media and not only threatening his life, but threatening his crew's life. So he did a Crowder's Confronts, where he went out of his way to take screenshots and put them on a big old board of what this person was saying, and would go to a location, a public location, and show, kind of call the person out. And during that time, I will admit, the way the Crowder Confronts is, or it's kind of set up, might be imposed as a little bit aggressive, but I mean, so is going on social media claiming that telling people that they need to firebomb his van or something like that. But anyways, so they have that Crowder Confronts. It gets on the news, and Crowder gets in contact with one of the journalists that reported on that video. And you come to find out, like, really fast that a lot of the things that were in the video were not admitted, were not put in the article. So things like the texts, the screenshots, the fact that, the entire time, again, even though it's soon, like, in face value, yeah, it does seem a little bit aggressive. Crowder repeatedly mentions that he's for nonviolence. And to an extent, certain details from the initial video are not in the article. And there's the point where Crowder kind of compares her to, like, not being a journalist, but as an activist, because she admitted, or basically didn't put in crucial details of the video in her article. So at this point, the way, in terms of, like, HASAN PIKER's reporting, what we've seen so far, he's not a journalist. He's a fucking activist.
You jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
That's why you tweet when you're like, "Hey, I want to debate Willie."
Do you really consider me watching a fucking dumbass YouTube video from a drama farming channel to be doing research? I don't need
drama farming. Come on, dude.
You're going into a topic you don't know anything about.
Bro,
yeah.
Just give me what you want to say.
In just these 40 seconds, there is a tremendous amount to unload. To start, HASAN is antagonistic against Willie, a creator he knows nothing about, beyond the fact that Willie made videos criticizing HASAN. Videos that's combined runtime is not even an hour in length. As a retort, HASAN states he doesn't watch those videos because they frustrate him. And
well, yeah, because they criticize you. They get, I'm sure they probably give excellent points about your fucking behavior, dude. About your ethics.
that is a problem of its own, because HASAN doesn't differentiate what video that is. Is any video that is critical of HASAN one that frustrates him? Perhaps he does this as a defense in this highly contentious political space he resides in. But if he is inviting a guest, the bare minimum he could have done is watch the video. What's more, he's already trying to diminish Willie's work. He calls it a dumbass YouTube video and calls Willie Mack a drama farmer. When those two...
Dude. It's comical. That again, he doesn't know anything about this guy. He doesn't even watch the fucking video. And he goes out of his way to basically try to claim that the dude's a drama farmer. What a fucking joke.
Two things are relevant and unsubstantiated. They are ironically exactly what Willie is criticizing HASAN for, as he points out. When diminishing Willie does not work, HASAN then moves on to stating that Willie is here to explain what the video is about, and that should be good enough. But a very important aspect of a video like Willie's is to condense arguments and sources in a very succinct way. Forcing Willie to summarize his videos without HASAN having watching them forces him to be in a worse position in trying to summarize them, not only just from memory, but also without all the evidence present.
Why would I have to research a video about myself? Like, oh man, I can't believe I have to watch.
No doubt you did.
Like, dude, at the very least going into a debate. Yeah, gosh, there's so many times where we've seen content creators that, you know, they get called out, or there's a conversation between the content creator and the content creator that created the video on them, and that creator that did something wrong didn't fucking watch the videos. It's dumb, because if anything, you could see why people are upset, why people are, you know, not happy with you.
I have to watch a fucking dumbass talk shit for 25 minutes and jerk off like all the fucking talking points that I've heard about myself over and over again.
Well, clearly clearly they're important if people like the video.
Incredibly stupid. Give me the.
They're not
thing,
really
and we'll talk
stupid, dude.
about it.
HASAN, in that moment, both states he is aware of all the criticism of him and reduces that criticism to invalid criticism by labeling it talking shit. This is all horrifically arrogant.
Talking
As the
shit or
conversation
actually giving
progresses,
actual
HASAN already demonstrated
criticism
he does not
to
care
his
do
behavior.
research, insults Willie for claiming he does not care about specifics.
Just random nonsense.
Yeah, because you're a fucking scumlord drama farmer. Of course it doesn't have anything to do with anything. Because the specifics don't matter to you.
HASAN, a creator who primarily live streams and has over 10,000 hours doing so, will now attack Willie for a lack of experience and lack of preparation. Even though HASAN invited Willie in a limited window to this impromptu debate.
Like, I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. You fucking brainlet. Give me what the fucking inconsistency was. You made the video. You made the video. Give me the inconsistency or what you consider to be false information. Are you having a hard time without a script or without people fucking feeding you clips that you can post?
Pretty good, bro. Nobody's fed me anything.
Dude,
I
you're
got all the
killing
clips,
it.
basically.
Like what? What is the claim?
I gotta go pull it up in the video because you didn't.
You didn't prepare for your own
watch
fucking. You didn't prepare where you were literally coming on here to talk about not Israel Palestine, mind you, but about Ukraine, and you didn't even fucking prepare with talking points.
I'll talk
Really?
to you about Israel Palestine. That'll be the next point. It's you doing the same thing again.
Oh
dude,
my
how
God.
HASAN just
I mean, I want to say, like, him getting on this Willie guy for not having clips, I mean, just goes to show how unprepared he is too. Or at least not prepared for like an actual conversation. This has happened before with other content creators that have done debates on their the people that have done videos on them, where, you know, the individual that's debating the content creator will make up good points, but will ask for evidence. And when we mention videos that the person has made that show the bad behavior, they're like, "Oh, send me that video," or it's like, "Where's that video?" It's like, dude, it's in your it's in your videos. You have them, so it's like, the fuck, dude.
7 minutes in, swayed the conversation to mainly target Willie through either superficial attacks or entirely unsubstantiated claims. But it only gets worse. Worse because HASAN is doing this with intent.
Yeah.
It's rather self-serving, even, where you're not really going into the nuances in many instances of what your worldview is, and you're simply playing a game of maybe even chess or checkers, where you have established what the interlocutor's talking points are, you know what they are, and you have your talking points, and the goal is to basically overpower your opponent with rhetoric.
Are you trying to link me your video? I'm not going to watch your video. Just say it with your mouth, with your words. Go ahead.
I have to watch my video to see what my receipt is because this is a year old, right? I didn't. No, I didn't know where.
You don't even know your own video. You don't know the contents of your own fucking video,
dude. I hate that fucking that argument. I fucking hate it. It's like, dude, if the video's been, it's like, how often are you gonna remember every little fucking detail in your videos? Like, seriously. I mean, besides, like, I would say scripts, which I'm sure I would have to guess. I would hope that Willie had, but it's like, dude, like, you're not gonna remember every little fucking detail in some of the content you make. That's why, you know, a lot of people, you know, they take clips and they freaking, you know, put it, use it as talking points, because especially because at this point, how much you want to bet? Because how long HASAN you know, does live streaming and shit, he doesn't even fucking know what he puts in his videos. Like, how much you want to bet that? Like, it's funny that he wants to try to get on Willie for not remembering stuff in his video, but I bet you that HASAN PIKER doesn't have a fucking clue what the hell he live streams half the time.
I made it
Really?
a year ago, bro.
You think you're
I like how
doing a
this
good
is a
job
joke
right
for
now?
you when instead
Do
of
you think
letting
you're doing a
me
good job
find
right
the
now, defending your position?
HASAN is now attacking Willie for not remembering the entirety of a year-old video. This could have been avoided if HASAN watched a video, but then again, HASAN would not be able to force Willie to summarize the video and put him in a worse position recounting it. This is highly manipulative through HASAN's point.
Yeah.
It may be typical in a political discussion when the admittance of lack of information is damning. But in this case, it only damages HASAN.
Willie No Show,
Yeah.
give me the second talking point. If you're not this fucking passionate about the subject, then you're basically admitting that you're a fucking bottom-feeding drama farmer.
The arguments that HASAN is making are absurd, yet he continues to press on until Willie realizes what is going on. HASAN, as is common in political debates, has tried to move the conversation not just on attacking Willie's character, but also into politics.
That's usually how it is, dude. Like, in terms of debates, at this point, it's more of like trying to attack the other person. It's not actually discussing the talking points. It's trying to make the other person look bad. Again, there's been so many debates in recent years, especially with content creator on content creator, that we have it gets to the point where they are literally just, bashing each other. Some people on the other side try to have a common conversation, but then you have individuals who are so fucking in their ways, do everything within their power to fucking, try to denounce and defame the individuals that made content on them.
Possibly to distract from criticisms about him. To add to this, while the conversation does involve politics, they are solely about HASAN's reporting of them, and not his personal stances.
Do you have any genuine opinions about
my opinion
Russia's
is that was
involvement
bad.
in the
My opinion on that is that you shouldn't be talking about shit.
Brother,
you know nothing
hold
about.
up. We're having a conversation about Ukraine and Russia. We're having a conversation about Ukraine and Russia, and I'm asking you a specific question. I'm asking you a specific question.
My conversation's about you because my videos are about you and your pattern of behavior and your poor reporting, and now you're trying to shift it all these other ways because you know you can't face the truth.
Russia had not bombed Kiev at the time.
With HASAN now back as a topic of conversation, HASAN continues to find ways to get the conversation back on coverage of conflicts.
Do you have any genuine interest or any curiosity in like Russia and Ukraine at all, or is all you do fucking drama farming off of clips? Because over the course of this entire conflict, I've dedicated tens or hundreds of hours into my coverage and the analysis.
Hundreds of hours that more likely was misinformation, you dumb fuck.
Analysis in and of itself
and poor
comes
reporting.
from a solid foundation. Now, the predictions might be wrong, and it certainly was, which is something that I took accountability for, even though you said I had not.
HASAN tries to inflate his status by stating he has hundreds of hours on stream looking into conflicts. Yet also as important, but not mentioned, is that these are done through the lens of an admitted propagandist, and has demonstrated all its poor qualities just 14 minutes into the debate. At this point, Willie is getting frustrated at HASAN's deflections.
Neoliberal commentators and whatsoever. Neoliberal commentators is the same fucking 5 clips that you are going to present here.
You think Destiny's secretly behind this? Is this what you're crying about right now? Is this why you keep saying random
Does it sound like I'm
it does. You just said, it does. You're talking about stuff that doesn't matter.
Brother,
you're trying to shift
you
the
said-
goalposts.
Good
You're
Lord.
the criticism, which is your poor reporting. You bring me onto debate, you let me pick the debate topic, and now you won't engage.
HASAN then drops the bombshell that this is as good faith as he can possibly be.
I am trying to engage with you. I'm trying to engage with you in good faith as best as I possibly can.
Bullshit,
the
dude.
conversation finally stays on the misreporting of the hospital.
To this day, we still do not know whether this was an Islamic Jihad rocket that was misfired, or whether or not this was actually an artillery shell that might have hit a fuel tank, or even some other kind of munition that Israel
So
may
why
have
did you
deployed.
say it was
now, the
100%
reason why
Israel and then call everyone genocidal freaks that disagree with you?
You
Yeah.
don't actually watch the content beyond
demonize them.
because
I mean, at this point, it's very clear he's on one side. He's not for fucking, my personal beliefs is that when you're reporting, and this is why I don't trust a lot of reporting companies or news companies, because at this point, it's either one side or the other. Nobody is fucking impartial. That's what the news is supposed to be. Instead of reporting on their feelings, which is what a lot of news companies do nowadays, they need to be impartial and report the fucking news. Make sure every fact is fucking correct. Not report on their fucking feelings.
For First of all, because they are. Because the Israeli government is genocidal. What the fuck are you talking about, you dumb fuck? 4,500 children have been ruthlessly slaughtered. You think that's not genocidal? Oh, the one hospital might... Wait, Willie, shut the fuck up and listen, dumbass.
Hassan claims to
He
have
gets
invited
so
Willie on
heated.
because he believed the conversation would be about politics.
I invited you on because I thought that you genuinely had a perspective that was at odds with mine on Israel-Palestine. You said, never mind, it's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about my videos that I've made on you. So now we're stuck having this fucking stupid conversation.
Hassan was able to extract at least the smallest of opinions that Willie has on the matter.
Okay, do you think what Israel is engaging in is ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement in Gaza? Right.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, do you think defending this ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement campaign would be defending genocidal acts then, in your own assessment?
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree. All right, got it. Thank you.
I know, the criticism is your reporting, it's not that, bro.
Yeah, got it. You care more about...
I care about doing a good job, because you
got it.
I'm kind of with Willie. I mean, if you're gonna report fucking news, then actually report it. Don't be reporting on feelings. Report the actual fucking facts. Make sure everything is correct. That's why content creators like freaking Keemstar in the back in the day, got a lot of shit for reporting certain stories that end up being fucking wrong. Like, I remember there was this one particular story that got a lot of, like, Keemstar got a lot of heat for, where there was he reported on a somebody who was classified as a for the sake of I'm gonna classifying him as a pedo bear. Only to find out that he not only did he get the wrong guy, but unfortunately, as far as you could look at the images of the guy and the actual pedo bear, they looked nothing alike. So it was shit like that. I mean, like I said, when you're reporting news, when you're reporting like anything, whether it be drama, fucking, what's going on in the world, you have to have your facts right. You have to. Otherwise, your credibility goes out the fucking window, dude.
I'm glad we agree on it, at least. I'm glad we agree on it. Okay.
The conversation then lands on how Hassan's words may affect his audience, particularly how Ethan of H3H3 has been receiving harassment.
The question I asked you was, do you feel like your audience acts that way towards Ethan because you act like that towards everybody else? And you just go on about moderation.
Okay, if my audience is acting that way towards Ethan, okay, but
you feel like
my audience, so they're getting their points from me. They're getting their anger from me. So why don't they hear me out when I talk about how Ethan is not someone that you should be yelling at all?
Having a different position has to be genocidal.
Oh, got it. So like, they don't listen. So they don't listen to one thing. They listen to whatever favors your perspective in this matter, but they don't listen to the other thing when it doesn't favor you. Got it.
The debate ends shortly then after, with the participants dissatisfied at the lack of a conclusion. But Willie does bring up a fair point, and so does Hassan, in that audiences will perceptibly be more responsive to anger than to understanding. This is because those that listen to Hassan in that Ethan should be left alone are imperceivable due to their inaction. Conversely, those that go on to attack creators can be quite loud, even if they are the smallest segments of a large audience. A good example of this can be found on the YouTube drama subreddit, where there exists a post titled, quote, Willie Mac Show drops his latest piece on Hassan. It's just him crying over Hassan being pro-Palestine. That's literally just it. And of course, with that fucking art of him in the thumbnail, unquote. This post and its contents are shocking, in how they are misinformative, damaging, and revealing. The post in question is about an additional Hassan video Willie released in May of 2024, recapping Hassan's controversies that took place after their debate late 2023. The first point Willie focuses on is this.
Hassan streaming other people's videos all the time, it's hard work. He's really exhausted by it. He claimed that streaming was more soul-sucking and draining on his social battery than a normal job.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you, you know?
Hassan PIKER sits around all day and reacts to videos. Not even like good reactions. Half the time he fucking walks off or eats. He makes money just you know, having at times he makes money off of people's videos just playing in the background. That's literally what he does. So, dude, no.
Know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
There is more context to this clip, and that HASAN was.
If it's that soul draining, then fucking quit, dude. Really.
Comparing his previous job to his current one, and a more generous opinion is that he misspoke when he said soul sucking. Perhaps he meant draining in a different way despite its benefits. This is similar to what Ludwig, a friend of HASAN, explained after he prodded HASAN for his opinion.
So Ludwig shows all the context and he still disagrees, making a lighthearted joke about HASAN, and HASAN feels devastated.
But I wanted to talk about this as a streamer myself for almost 6 years now on how hard it really is. I'm kidding. I just.
Oh god, it just annoys me because like it's such a fake fucking thing to do. It's just literally using someone who you're friends with, like being maliciously clipped out of context to be like, I'm actually one of the good content creators. I know how privileged I am. It's like, yeah, I do too.
You should call HASAN.
Dude. I mean, to an extent, oh my gosh. Like I said, I've seen bits of his content. He fucking reacts and reports news poorly. That's all he does. 9 hours a day, just sitting on his ass. It's, at least with some of us, we actually do our best to make, with some of our jobs, doing something that helps the community. I mean, I myself, I'm not a full-time YouTuber or content creator. I enjoy creating content. I like to, record myself playing video games and posting that on YouTube. I myself, at times, like reacting to content. Back in the day, and for those who have been here the longest on our channel, you guys have seen me reacting and responding to videos from other content creators, like, for instance, I hate to say it, people like Onision, the Daddy05 stuff. Well, that was probably like before the channel got nuked. But Daddy05, many others. There's been a lot of things that I myself and many others have commented on. But that wasn't a full-time thing. And I will say with my current job right now, I get a lot of fulfillment from that. Do I like content creation and, creating content for people to enjoy or react to or someone? Yes. I really do. But I don't make that my full thing. Unless of course, it somehow got bigger than it was, then maybe. But other than that, I don't make it my full thing.
On and apologize. Why is this on mad? What did I do?
Oh no. Fucking bad.
What did I do? Because my mogul male?
To call HASAN, he's crying unironically.
Oh man.
Oh well, I mean shit. That's the deal. I'll just fucking pull him out of the thumbnail. Then I feel like it doesn't really. Much, right? I feel like outside the thumbnail, you can't really make that argument much.
But this wouldn't be enough for him, so Ludwig would take down the video and re-record the whole thing, siding with HASAN the whole time.
The potential mistake that Ludwig made was taking down his video because HASAN is extremely divisive. HASAN's friends walk a very thin line because...
Alright, drama alert. Out of all the streamers below, which one is the most annoying? It's just HASAN.
Even a retweet from HASAN will displease some.
I made a tweet with 6,000 likes, 3,000 views. I gained 1 follower.
Happy partner anniversary.
And then after I tweeted this, HASAN replied to me. And then I lost like 200 followers because HASAN replied to me.
But for being like in his general...
Yeah.
As for Ludwig, he claims he took down his video because it underperformed, which is important because
Bullshit.
he had a patch sponsor. This is something that Willie fails to mention, as he attributes the takedown of the video, like many others, to him trying to appease HASAN.
And I don't frankly give a shit, but I did get a little pissed off about it. Because I felt like no one actually gave a shit about what I was saying. I was just being used in a proxy war for people who don't like HASAN.
Some of the top comments on Ludwig's video read, quote, spineless.
Yeah.
I love you, but you gotta have a back move, man.
I mean, yeah, I mean, with the way he went about that, yeah, it does seem kind of spineless.
Shame, Ludwig. Spineless behavior. Unquote. The next part of Willie's video is about Hassan's moderation when it comes to Ethan.
But when Ethan was begging Hasan to moderate his chat from calling him pro-genocide every 30 seconds, Hasan's like, it's out of my hands. You did it to yourself.
By the way, I'm not even defending I'm not even like, I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the f is this child called arrogant?
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when you're
Dude, I'm gonna say this. I hate when you have content creators that know that other content creators are being harassed by what they say or do. And he's like, oh, it's out of my hands. Like, no, fucker. You, as a content creator, you are a model for what people, in terms of, like, you're a person that people look up to. You literally could take a few seconds and fucking say that, hey, we do not approve of harassment, bullying, and anything else involving negative interaction with another content creator. Like, almost every single one of my videos. Like, I myself, every single one of my videos that I post on YouTube, I have a little disclaimer. And sometimes I even put that in the video when I record or when I edit. The disclaimer reads, some of our content varies per video and may not be suitable for young audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, in some content, we are critical, we are critical of the video games, books, music, videos, and other creators on the platform. While we are a group-owned channel, which, by the way, it's not just me, it's, my friends that own this channel as well, because it's a group collaboration. Our opinions expressed are solely our own and may not always reflect the opinions of those associated with this channel. We at Novakast do not condone any and all harassment, e.g. cyberbullying, doxing, swatting, towards any of the people that we may be critical towards. It's not that fucking hard. I hate this fucking excuse where people are like, it's out of my hands. I'll wash my hands of it. Like, no, bitch. Fucking actually put the effort and say, I myself, as a content creator, do not condone this fucking behavior. I'm sorry. I hate this fucking bullshit. I know I sound like I'm getting fucking heated, but it's like, dude, it's not that fucking hard. It takes 2 seconds to do a fucking, disclaimer. Even then, put it in your fucking videos or your description. It's not hard. You could do it. You spend 9 hours a day fucking streaming, and you can't do a fucking disclaimer, dude. Seriously. You're so full of shit.
Discord is literally full of...
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like, at a certain point, you're an adult, and the words that you're saying are going to be perceived by people in a certain way.
The next section is dedicated to one of Hassan's recent appearances on Piers Morgan, where he struggles to answer a question in relation to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
I think I've seen this one.
To Hassan's poor reporting, in the sense that either through intention or mistake, Hassan leaves out valuable information or fails to cite sources for important claims.
Yeah.
In the next section, Willie delves into one of Hassan's most controversial moments, and most certainly most controversial interview. Willie does not go too in-depth in this video because he already made an entire video covering it.
A Houthi terrorist ended up going viral on TikTok after posting a video of them capturing a cargo ship. People think he's hot, nicknaming him Timothy Charlemagne after the actor.
Dream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. Dude, this is...
You're an activist. You're not a fucking journalist, dude.
Fire. This is exciting. I'm excited.
At one point, the guy straight up admits to taking people as hostages.
What do you think about China? Does he know anything about China?
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did clout with them, and he danced to music with them, and he was vibing, so he likes him, yeah.
So, I mean, what... That's so crazy. So they're just fucking chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
To be clear, we're talking about a man they took hostage.
Yeah.
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece is an anime.
Is it
Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes, that's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god.
He then says him and his entire community support what the Houthi are doing, which is attacking commercial vessels.
Dude, we
Yeah.
think
That's fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. That's wrong.
You think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do? You should tell.
No. Again, I've seen bits and pieces of One Piece, and in terms of like what the terrorist is doing, and what the character from the anime is doing, that's not the fucking same, dude. Fuck off. Like, fuck the right off, dude. You delusional fucking prick.
Tell him that.
Hassan runs out of anime questions to ask this guy immediately.
As Willie points out, this is at the center of the criticism. Hassan tries to defend his interview under the guise that it is journalistic. Yet his support
No, it's
betrays
not.
that, and undermines the severity of what this person is doing by comparing him to Luffy, a cartoon character that Hassan both loves and has a very interesting opinion about.
First of all,
Good lord.
Luffy is a terrorist.
No, he's not. I mean, he's a pirate, sure, but it does seem like in that show for One Piece, he to an extent, he does do some fucking good for people. Whereas, you platformed a fucking terrorist. Basically going around, trying to hijack fucking cargo ships. And putting people's lives at risk. You dumb fuck.
What is he?
People laughing at that is so dumb.
Consider him to be a terrorist. What does he think about that? That's turkey.
This is crazy.
What do you mean? I'm just fucking chilling. We're just.
What an asshole!
Dude, this guy is so fucking fake, man. He really is.
We're just vibing.
You're just
vibing.
vibing.
To why people dislike Hassan. This is not considering dislike for his political leanings, his origin, or his status. Even though Hassan enjoys attributing all criticism to those reasons. People
Good
more
Lord.
and more dislike Hassan because of his mistakes. Not so much because of the mistake, as being alive for 3,000 hours a year will produce many mistakes. It is an inability to acknowledge he made an error or why people see it as such.
Yeah.
And this interview is a perfect example of that.
How you did it. Hassan would get so much pushback for this, he'd revert to the Hassan classic, imply that everyone's racist.
Problem is not that you interviewed him, it's how you interviewed him. Gave me chicken and waffles with the Nazi vibes. That's great. That's a great question, or that's a great point to raise here. Except, this person is not a Nazi in the United States of America.
No, he's a fucking terrorist, dude. He's a fucking terrorist. By any and all definition, he's a fucking terrorist. You platformed a fucking terrorist, dude.
He's not a Nazi in Yemen either. You are suspecting him of being that because you're primed into assuming that this 19-year-old is straight up a Nazi. He's giving you Nazi vibes, I guess.
Yeah, bro, I wonder why.
I can't.
Wait, so what did that say? Because I think that was another talking point. Hold on.
A Nazi. He's giving you Nazi vibes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the slogan on his fucking so this is the image that keeps popping up for the guy that's the terrorist. God is the greatest, death to America, death to Israel, a curse upon the Jews, victory to Islam. Man, I wonder why people think they're bad. I don't know. Like I'm trying to emulate Hassan. I don't know why they're bad. I mean, oh gosh. I mean, he seemed like a great guy. Freaking capturing cargo ships. I don't know why they're bad. Maybe the fact that their literal fucking slogan says death to America, death to Israel, and the curse upon the Jews. You fucking this is being me, but Hassan PIKER, you fucking ignorant piece of shit. clearly there's an issue when this right here on the left side of the fucking thing, those 3 sentences right there might be a bit of a fucking issue, dude.
Yeah, bro, I wonder why.
I can't do anything to help you.
This kid's TikTok has him calling people a son of a Jew as an insult. He posted to Twitter, the meaning of Houthi is a title, and it is not something to fear. But for the Jews, they are very afraid of this title, and Hasan's community defends him.
Son of a Jew is a popular slang among Arabs. Jew in most Arabic dialect means stingy. It is racist and very stereotypical, but it's a word that completely lost its meaning, and most people have been using it blindly for decades without connecting it to the Jews.
Even several months in, with Hasan unable to swallow the criticism around the interview, was now framing him as Anne Frank.
He was like 19 at the time when I talked. Which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right?
Oh, please tell me it's not actually. Because Anne Frank, she was... No. Oh, you... I want to look something up. Yeah, because Anne Frank, she was... I mean, she was a Jewish girl, right? Who was basically murdered by fucking Nazis. You know, the initial group that, you know, back in the day during the World War that fucking hated them.
Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically.
He's so... I have to ask, is he fucking ignorant? Because if anything, he would know that Anne Frank was Jewish. He would have to know if he was an actual fucking reporter. Because Anne Frank was Jewish. She was killed by people who prosecuted her. Like, and to an extent, they're like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Okay, being able to talk to Anne Frank.
This all ties back to Willie's video.
Hey, you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream.
Why?
It's boycott.
Wait, is it?
You're preaching pro-Palestine and you're drinking all this boycott stuff. Please, Hasan. At least pretend. Do it off stream. Please.
Okay, I'll put it in.
She's like, please, just pretend to care, Hasan. And he's like, sure, that's my whole grift.
Is Pepsi okay?
No.
Is it? No soda, son. I didn't know it was like that. I'm trying to stop it.
You hosted him in his home and I watched him on stream drink Coke Zero.
Yeah,
it's your house. You get to say no.
Hasan's annoyed here, but he created it.
Willie also covers a time Hasan laughed at a cop getting shot. But Willie does fail to provide the context that it was another cop trying to shoot a dog, but accidentally struck an officer who survived the wound. Finally is the infamous J-Dam clip, where Hasan assessed the type of explosive used solely on the noise and explosion it made. All of this and more was condensed in Willie's 52-minute long video. It was not a video criticizing Hasan's politics, it was a video criticizing Hasan. This is why this Reddit post that got 531 upvotes is maliciously wrong. Not just in the title, but also clear by the comments that mostly focus on the thumbnail, as it is likely as far as the majority of commenters got with interacting with the video. And then there is this. Quote, I'm not the biggest Hasan fan either, but Willie Macho is an dishonest opportunist who jumps on whatever drama he can find to quickly make some easy money. His videos are sensationalist garbage. The things he quote-unquote reports on are grossly blown out of proportion, and sometimes he straight up gets the facts completely wrong. Unquote.
Did he though? This
commenter fails to provide any evidence of such a thing, and believes Hasan won the debate against Willie. And then there is another post talking about the conflict. Quote, so I don't really care if Willie Mack is mean to Hasan or says Hasan doesn't do research. I disagree, and I think it's stupid, but so what? Unquote. The commenter then states Willie is doing genocide denial for covering Hasan's poor coverage of the bombed hospital. This is interesting because, as a reminder, Willie has stated he believes what's happening is genocide.
Do you think what Israel is engaging in is ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement in Gaza? Right now? You do?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, do you think defending this ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement campaign would be defending genocidal acts then, in your own assessment?
Yeah.
How can this make any sense? Willie has made great effort, time and time again, to make it clear that he is criticizing Hasan for his manipulative tactics and being a propagandist in the sense that he'll want the truth or trounce on the character of someone to distract from their arguments. The answer is what this entire Reddit post is. A post alongside lying entirely about the video in the title has comments that are both unengaged with the video and comments desperately trying to defend HASAN through his politics alone. Quote, I think HASAN is kinda cringe, but any creator out there speaking up about Palestine deserves nothing but respect, IMO. HASAN and a few others are raising a lot of money for Palestinian children. More like silly whack show, frankly, IMO, IMHO, unquote. This is a highly dangerous viewpoint, but more accepted in politics. However, when someone is so controversial, it spreads and destroys those disinterested in the chaos, the problems become too large to ignore. This built a divide. A hatred of HASAN and a hatred of those that criticize HASAN for any reason. A hatred of anyone that is friends with HASAN, regardless if they share his viewpoints or not. This horrific turmoil is what is behind the quote-unquote Twitch apocalypse. To start, HASAN's new peak of controversy was not without consequence. In the peak of the Willie Mack Show coverage, and with similar videos coming out against HASAN, his viewership fell to its lowest point since 2021. But 2024 was an election year. A year that historically has been great for HASAN, and this year was no different. On the day of the election, HASAN broke a new viewership record of 331,000 live concurrent viewers. As such, the following will be covering mostly late 2024 and attempt to give a simple overview of a highly dense situation. Prior to the election, HASAN was invited to the DNC and subsequently designated caster station.
Okay, so I remember this. So he was invited to that, and if I remember correctly, they kicked him out. They kicked him out of attending that event.
Before then, there was some interesting happenings.
That same age. You good? Fucking loser. As a lady at the counter, what is the best thing? She said curse breaker.
There was also his reaction to this media bias chart.
I think it's crazy that they put me below, like they're saying like InfoWars, OAN, and Hasan Abi, like two sides of the same coin. Just say this. I don't think a person actually unironically goes like, HASAN, you are basically like the left-wing equivalent of Alex Jones. Like I know that like Destiny's community tries to say that all the time.
HASAN, a self-labeled propagandist, is surprised at this chart's rating. Unrelated to the DNC, there was a clip going around of HASAN playing a Houthi propaganda video to a friend and walking out of the room.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Do you want to see a Houthi musical?
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way.
Oh, good lord.
You know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
These music...
I've seen this video. It's disgusting, and it's even more disgusting that freaking HASAN tries to downplay what is actually going on in this fucking video, man.
Gifted individuals.
It's so funny, man.
You know what their slogan is, right? It's like
death to
America, death to the Jews.
Death to Israel.
Death to Israel.
A curse upon the Jews.
Based.
That's correct. More accurate than mine, sorry.
In this video are banners that state, a curse upon the Jews.
A couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy HASAN, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room. I was just like, and the thing is
like, why is that dude laughing? I mean, it's not a fucking joke, man. XQC, man. I don't get that fucker. I really don't.
Like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on?
I don't think he understands what he's actually reacting
to. The Twitch
to.
apocalypse can be summarized with this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the HASAN runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. The most rabid Redditors just clipped this, and they're going to use this permanently to be like, see, I told you, he's got banning powers.
Happy birthday, dear HASAN.
This is crazy.
Quote, not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator HASAN PIKER, who has 2.5 million followers of the platform. Unlike the frankness and bluntness, Clancy said, he's comfortable saying what he believes, unquote. While it may be nice to be more personable as he...
Okay, so there's been... a couple times this guy has been on video showing some of the features of Twitch, and this guy supports HASAN, and in several situations where he's showing the like some of the features on Twitch, he shows like some of his most frequented like streams, and it's all a bunch of fucking titty streamers, dude. People who are way fucking younger than him. So it puts into question the fucking the ethics of Twitch and the people that run it.
As a CEO at a company like Twitch, HASAN, like many others, understood in that moment there needs to be a line. YouTube, for example, is often seen as incompetent, because in many ways, YouTube is. It appears to favor certain creators above others because in some ways it does. But the important part is, the creators and viewers can attribute YouTube's decisions as incompetence rather than bias. We don't know if a creator is banned or barred from monetization through a decision from a lower-level employee or the YouTube CEO themselves. This is by design. The company needs to be obscure and unreachable to a degree to avoid perceived bias. Tom Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, may just like HASAN for the viewers he brings in. He may not even like him, and that video celebrating HASAN's birthday was just for show. But it is hard to argue against favoritism when HASAN wasn't banned for something as simple as showing that propaganda video uncontested.
I have no faith that, like, I don't think anybody actually cares about anti-Semitism. Like, as a Jewish person, I think that if nothing happens to him or the platform, if there's no accountability, even HASAN's terrorist videos are still up, then, like, basically I'm worthless to them.
Ethan even did a stream recapping HASAN's controversies in October 2024. That covered additional bits of information, like the banning of the Yemeni pirate for posting an image of a person impaled in a gruesome fashion with the caption, quote, "The execution that we will carry out on all Zionists," unquote. As for HASAN, showing a video of people carrying banners, stating a curse on all Jews was not great for Twitch. And the lack of a ban was now being perceived as Twitch supporting HASAN. This became more the case when the Twitch streamer Asmongold stated he does not care about the genocide when he sees people of an inferior culture because he claims they support genocide and are being genocided. To this, he was banned for a period, apologized, and stated he was going to clean his infamously dirty house. Asmongold's comments are also a possibility for what caused this
It's like, why did HASAN get banned, not freaking, or no, why did Asmongold get banned and not HASAN? Makes no fucking sense.
Twitch apocalypse, a sort of exodus of advertisers on Twitch due to its increasingly controversial nature. But this does seem to only affect some categories of streams. Whatever the case, something was going on.
God, I went through a deep dive last night to find out what's going on this platform. And you know what my problem is? I'm gonna say it. I'm not even pissed off at the streamers for doing this fucking crazy shit. I'm pissed off at Twitch for allowing it to get to this point. Facilitating it, allowing it, condoning it, or turning a blind eye. I can't even get mad at the fucking streamers for their fucking crazy shit.
That was the Stock Guy, expressing both his frustration at a drastic drop in revenue and Twitch's inaction. And then there is this update.
But I had a tag that said election, because I had covered the market's reaction to the election. Not politics, not personal politics, not policy, just the market's reaction. And so Friday before stream, I decided to take that tag off. I took off veteran as well, just in case. And guess what? It came back. So there's not a fucking adpocalypse. I never said there was an adpocalypse.
Tags certainly affect revenue from ads on Twitch, as Dan Clancy later confirmed and also stated that the Twitch adpocalypse was limited to certain categories. But there is a movement to make them more severe and or impactful, largely led through Dan Saltman, the co-host of the Destiny podcast.
And he should. I don't think that HASAN should be deplatformed. I think that he should have to follow the rules, okay?
Yeah.
Same thing with all the other people. Follow the rules as they are in place. And they aren't. Like now, when there's mainstream press about how major advertisers are pulling out from Twitch, other advertisers are going to...
I mean, this goes for YouTube too. I think in a lot of these situations, instead of just, showing favoritism to certain streamers just because they make the views, everybody, if it's reported that a content creator is, breaking the rules, breaking the terms of service, then the platform, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, etc., should basically follow their fucking rules and basically uphold people by those rules. It's stupid that people that at this point, freaking platforms, they play this favoritism game. It really is. Because then you have other content creators getting pissed off about the fact that, bigger, more popular content creators do all this shit that, in all intents and purposes, should get them banned, but they don't receive any sort of ramification for their actions. Many streamers on Twitch and fucking YouTube, or content creators, in general, they should have been banned indefinitely 5 times over, but they don't, because they're popular, they do not receive any sort of fucking flack for their actions.
See that and be like, okay, let's pull out Twitch now also, right? It's like they do the work for me.
Dan Saltman is tech savvy. He is behind the campaign to strip advertisers from Twitch as a consequence of the perceived bias of Dan Clancy and how HASAN still has not been reprimanded. This is only the tip of the iceberg, the rest of which can be explored on danclancysucks.com. This covers Twitch's banning of the word Zionist in a derogatory context, as it is believed to be a dog whistle or code language used to target Jewish people. The ADL has commended Twitch for this change, but also stated that a policy is only as strong as its enforcement, and that HASAN is unrelenting in his actions. DanClancySucks.com also contains streamers displeased at their fallen revenue. Several times HASAN has used slurs, the type of people Twitch hires, etc. Looking at this shows how much wider this umbrella of chaos has ballooned. It goes from HASAN to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, to anti-Semitism, to trying to strip ads away from Twitch, in combination to advertisers becoming wary at the controversy, to then the streamer Frogan saying this about soldiers.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. The U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
I'm gonna get fucking flack for this. What a fucking bitch. What a fucking bitch. What an ignorant, self-centered fucking bitch. And I say this, I want to be kind, but I can't. It's fucking ignorant. I myself have, my dad. He was, in the army. He worked as a medic, not just for our guys, but for the people that, were caught in the crossfire. I have a brother right now who's in the Air Force. I have a brother who's in the Navy. I even have one of my brothers is in the National fucking Guard. I think I myself have respect for the military. Sometimes, and I'll say this in terms of like certain bad takes that the military has done. I won't blame the soldiers because they're just following orders. If anything, I would blame their superiors. Or at least the people that are way high up in the fucking chain. But for the most part, I have to, because not just the fact that, family, but to an extent, they've done their best to try to keep our country safe from other situations. And I can only imagine how fucking disheartening it is to go through war and to, relive every day after you're off the battlefield, some of the things that you had to experience. And this dumb fucking bitch, trying to downplay what people have gone through. Fuck you. Some of these people are so fucking ignorant, man. They really are.
Veterans are a protected class, and so calls for a banning were made. On Twitter, she clarified her statement. A section of it reads, quote, "The beginning of the clip was worded poorly, and I do apologize for that. I
bullshit.
Go on to clarify in that clip that I do not mean all military, but specifically those with no remorse." Unquote.
You said all military. Fucking bitch.
This is hardly the only controversial moment involving Frogan.
Here is Frogan telling me to shut up when hey, don't shut your mouth when you're criticizing.
All right, let's see. This is HASAN Mod telling me, Jewish man, to shut F up because I dare to say Osama bin Laden was bad and hated Jews. Please understand that this is why Leftovers ended and that her voice is not fringe within his community.
Osama bin Laden. I said, this is a HASAN Mod telling me, a Jewish man, to shut the fuck up because I dare to say Osama bin Laden was bad and hated Jews. Please understand this is why Leftovers ended and that her voice is not fringe within his community.
Also in this mix was this clip and event, both pertaining to Ethan.
Oh my gosh.
Going. Okay. I'm getting audience input. They're like, fuck what you guys had to say.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my.
Stand up, stand up, stand up.
What fucking assholes.
Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, it has to.
What an asshole!
Additionally, the definition of the word Sabra is, quote, a Jewish person born in Israel or before 1948 in Palestine, unquote. In this tier list, Ethan is placed right at the bottom. These are reasons why this tier list was perceived as anti-Semitic. All while the clip had Capcom, Chevron, and Samsung plastered in the background.
Oh wow! It makes it seem like Capcom actually fucking approves this shit.
Oh, there's also the perspective that the Sabra hummus brand was not coded to be anti-Semitic and that it is just a poor quality.
That's Sabra. Bro, that looks dry. That's how Sabra is.
Ew!
It doesn't move. That's Sabra.
What the hell is that?
It's a little crunchy on the side. Why is it old? Oh my god. That is thick.
Regardless of intent, Vrogan was banned for a period on Twitch.
Should have stayed banned.
Very little appeared to care about Vrogan's intent because, like HASAN, she does not appear to be very charitable with exploring the intent or perspectives of others. As Ethan points out in this video titled, HASAN PIKER is a weaselly little liar. A simple overview is Ela, Ethan's wife, and the other half of the H3 channels called the recently fired Defense Minister of Israel a really good guy. As Ethan states and Ela clarifies, she regrets the statement because with the initiation of the siege in Gaza, he stated, quote, there will be no electricity, no food, no fuel. We are fighting human animals and we act accordingly, unquote. The clarification is that she was more so thinking of him being a moderating voice and wanting to end the conflict rather than in the statement he made. This context is given because HASAN criticized H3H3 for that statement. HASAN also criticized Ethan for responding to smaller channels, criticizing him, and more importantly, wanting him to be banned.
Like aligning with all these fucking drama peddlers like Keemstar and shit in an effort to try and get me fucking banned is psychotic to me, you know? I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
What a fucking liar, dude. What a Weasley little fucking liar. Look at, these are all conservative shitbags. These are all people that I disagree with and have openly said terrible things about, including Keemstar. So like the way that he singles him out and says, oh, Ethan is co-signing Keemstar, he's a fucking liar, dude.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I mean, for the longest time, Ethan and Keem have had a ton of fucking beef. Like they've gone out of their way to, you know, basically have a continuous rivalry with each other.
He's a Weasley little liar.
Side note, Ethan and Keemstar have a long-standing rivalry akin to that of Destiny and HASAN. This comparison is malicious. The last segment of Ethan's video flips HASAN's strategy and the way he co-signs terrorists.
Hassan Nasrallah was assassinated. Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization that is also a part of the Lebanese parliament.
Do we like them or?
Aren't they? No, they're fucking terrorists, dude.
No.
I think as a resistance group, they're pretty successful against Israel. They are a terrorist organization. Like they're.
You just admitted that they're a fucking terrorist organization. Anything you just said is fucking a mute point at that. Once you actually fucking admit that they're fucking terrorists, dude.
Designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like that.
No, it's not that. It's not that they're designated by the American. You know, by their actions, they're a fucking terrorist group. You fucker.
And then,
well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
Ethan goes on to break down Hezbollah's many crimes while interjecting HASAN's statement that he has.
It's like, why have an issue with them when I could just platform them? You fucking idiot.
No issue with him. HASAN, alluding to not watching the video, responds to what he's heard about it on stream, opening with a retraction of statements about the defense minister, then onto the last section of Ethan's video.
And I think people were telling me that he then spent the rest of the video talking about how I love Hezbollah.
Yeah, laugh like a fucking
HASAN
idiot,
then
dude.
fails to deny he supports Hezbollah, then compares them to Israel in the sense that he believes they are more restrained with missiles. HASAN does not care to watch that video from Ethan, but will give time to focus on a community that only has 23 members.
Yeah, why react to a video where that, to an extent, you know, criticizes you, that more likely gives very good points.
Called themselves the Taliban. Or the Hezbollah Brigades, community dedicated to documenting the anti-Semitism of Turkish colonists.
What are the Hezbollah Brigades? 23 members? What is
Lord.
this?
They have made websites from like day one, from I think it was like October 19th.
Not the Hezbollah Brigades. Oh no.
Ethan, continuing on his campaign against HASAN, played a game of Twitch or Terrorist where the participants had to guess the origin of a quote. This was covered by Philip DeFranco, and to add another layer, reacted to by HASAN.
We're gonna play. Is it Twitch or is it a terrorist? Let's take a
Twitch or is a terrorist?
look here, guys. start.
You know, there's more to the game, but even just that part right there alone, that faced tons of backlash. There was a number of people think that it was wrong that the opening image was a side-by-side of HASAN, PIKER, and Osama bin Laden.
I didn't expect you to cover this. I wouldn't have, but Philly D is covering it.
But again, most ended up being from creators Sneeko and Myron, so he ended up closing the game by saying,
You're right, though, that game sucks. It was just not enough variety. It didn't prove anything, because all the anti-Semites was just like Myron and Sneeko.
And so all that happens, but then once the clips...
Damn, I can't believe that they couldn't find anti-Semitic quotes of me. Perhaps because I'm not an anti-Semite. Damn.
Everything involving HASAN is highly sensitive. Even with Ludwig attempting to cover the apocalypse received much flack for it.
Well, we're talking about the Twitch adpocalypse. Why? Because I was talking to my friend Shake about it last night, and I wanted to look up a video to learn more about it, and there was none. So I decided, okay, I will make one. And today, the genesis of this, as far as I can tell, is when Asman got banned off of Twitch. Because you see, Asman got banned after making some comments about Palestinian people, some very negative comments about Palestinian people. He got banned off of Twitch.
And that was Ludwig's mistake. He is not incorrect in his assessment, it is the presentation. It is the lack of naming HASAN in this section of the video that displeased some, as it made it appear as he was skewing the coverage in his favor. Instead, he focuses on Krogan that did play a role, but unlike HASAN was banned. Then, in about the 9-minute mark, Ludwig does mention HASAN, but there is a suspicious jump in footage.
All right, so there's currently in Twitch world a piss match, right? HASAN is blaming Asman Gold for the adpocalypse for teaming up with people who he says, and Asman is
looking at me and blaming me. I want to say you're welcome.
Taking blame himself.
This is the section that was removed.
Mizkif is blaming HASAN, saying that everyone who does politics should be outright banned.
Immediately, the assumption was made that Ludwig removed that very small section because HASAN reached out to him and told him to do so. But as Ludwig claims, it was not HASAN that reached out to him.
HASAN did not reach out.
Bullshit.
Miz reached out and said what I said was false about him, so I removed it. It was pretty much that simple.
One cannot make a video on this matter without being misconstrued. This is by intention, and this line of thinking is something HASAN revels in. He hides behind his stances as a way to shield himself from criticism, as made apparent by his reaction to Mudar's video criticizing him, in which he says this.
And I will never fucking forget these monstrous pieces of shit for looking at a situation like the one happening, the one unfolding in Gaza, and choosing to never say anything about it, only to then make these fucking drama videos to call out the people who call out the Israeli government. It is disgusting. You know, go back to fucking chirping about cancel culture.
HASAN believes he should be immune from criticism because he calls out the Israeli government.
No, dude, you should not. When you're a public figure, I think I said it already. When you're a public figure, you're never immune to criticism. You're never.
HASAN strategically diminishes criticism by labeling it something as reductive as drama. He is a propagandist, which is antithetical to conversation and the reason why there is such a high level of distrust in this space. From the lack of belief of Ludwig's intentions to the smear campaign against Willie, HASAN is divisive, destructive, arrogant, and damaging to anyone around him. He is the most controversial streamer who cannot accept the most minimal criticism. For all these reasons, this was a video critical of HASAN and not his politics.
I'm gonna say this. I mean, I got heated in a lot of spots with this video, but you know, Joon The King, good job, man. Good job. Yeah, I can only imagine like how hard it is to try to be impartial in a lot of this shit. But you did a good job with this video, man. It was like an hour, close to an hour and 45 minutes. Actually, it is an hour and 45 minutes longer for my video. But, dude, just good job, man. Very good. Like, very good. A lot of detail, a lot of, like, you know, facts in terms of, like, what has been said and what has been broadcast. I really enjoyed this. Even though I kind of seemed heated throughout most of it. So, anyway, for now, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, it's all in the description down below. As well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys next video.